And boom, there we are live. We up in the barbershop talk. Five guys, five different topics. If y'all leave, I'm telling your ass you gonna miss something. So you better make sure anytime WIZZO talk come down, come on, you better been in sit down, tuck a shit, tuck a piss, got your popcorn ready. Cause you never know what's going down in the barbershop talk right now. Five guys, five different topics. Nobody knows who's going first but me. And we're gonna make it do what it do. Hello, everyone. I am Paul WIZZO. I want to welcome y'all out to Barbershop Talk. You like to subscribe to WIZZO Talk? The link is in the description or strolling right there across the bottom of the screen. Just make sure you hit that notification bell because I post according to my guest availability rather than on a fixed schedule. And if you like to be a guest on WIZZO Talk, by all means, please hit me up in the comments, in the chat, smoke signal, bat signal, carrier pigeon, whatever you got to do, hit me up at Paul WIZZO. We will get you on the show. Don't worry about a topic because I got plenty of them. Believe that. And if you're watching this from Facebook, please, by all means, subscribe to WIZZO Talk. Click that link in the description, and we will make sure we get you on the show. And that's not what I was going to say, but I lost seven and I lost my train of fucking thought. But anyway, with that being said, we're going to go and meet our guests so we can get this shit going, and Seven will click back in here directly. Let's start up at the top with, let me see who we got. With Jason.
Just Jason, man. Glad to be here as usual. Chop it up with the brothers. I'm glad we got a couple new faces that are not new to the show, but definitely new to being hanging out with us in the barbershop talk. Appreciate you for having me here. Glad to contribute.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. And come on, Just John.
It's just John. Been on this show once or twice. Oh my God, I enjoy it.
I knew it.
I enjoy hanging out with the guys, and I've yet to have a bad time on the WIZZO podcast. So let's keep it going.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Let's go on over here. We'll chop it up with Prescott. With P. Scott.
What's good? I'm chopping P. Scott. Prescott Kelly from Alaska. It's probably my third time on the show. I've always enjoyed hanging out with you guys and talking shop and sharing experiences. And every time I get to be on, there's no other place I'd rather be. And I don't know what the hell you wearing, dog. What is going on?
I told
all
you.
Right. All right. That's what's up. Let's get up with Big Poke. Big Poke, come on with it.
What's really good? Appreciate you having me on as always. I love being here. It's always a good time. Still sharpening steel, no matter what the topic's about. I hope we get another hot fire show in. Oh, and I just wanted to make one statement. If you get caught in a lie, you will get called out. Like somebody had mentioned something earlier. Yes, I am that one. I'll look you dead in your eyes and say you just lied. Got no problem with that. We'll continue not to have a problem with that. And that's for anybody listening too.
All right, shots fired. And I can't see that. That look like, is that J Bliss, Job Bliss? What is that? Let's come on with formerly known as Seven.
Yo, this your boy Job Bliss, man. I want to say thank y'all for having me, man. I can't wait. I watched a few episodes. I have to say that my favorite episode probably was the last one because I've definitely realized that women can dish it, but they can't take it. So I can't wait.
All right, that's what's up. All right, well, before we get it going, guys, I brought back a favorite that most people like and some people don't like. I brought back the gavel of authority.
The gavel of authority.
Bring it.
I'm just saying, if y'all get to get down the goddamn hand there, I won't get to sound the gavel. I want to ask you to respect the gavel. We gonna make it do what it do up in the barbershop. For those that are watching right now, please, by all means, hit us up in the chat if you got anything for any other guys, and we'll make it do what it do. And looking forward to the next couple of episodes when we have some ladies on, and the one next week because I've just reached 1,000 subscribers, and we will be have past guests on, sharing a memorable moment from one of the old podcasts. So with that being said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. So we're going to get ready to get our first guest up, and we're going to see what's going on. And with that being said, let's start over here with Prescott. What you got for us there, P. Scott? Throw what you got out there.
I knew that you was going to jump on me first. So, so like I said, I want to do this dealer choice. I got three different things because I couldn't pinpoint one specific thing I wanted to ask you guys. But between music, your community, or personal pet peeves that bug the hell out of you, what would you rather dive into? Either like community choice. We got 5 people here. It obviously can't be a draw.
Yeah. Not community, because I just moved to this community. I couldn't tell you nothing about it, so leave you the other ones.
Okay, he said not community. I don't really know shit too much about no music. I like to listen to it, but if you told me somebody who sing what or whatever shit, I wouldn't even fucking know. So it's really up to you. Anybody else got any comments on what he want to throw out there? Music, your community, or pet peeves?
I can go either way.
Okay,
So I'll go pet peeve because I know this is already. I'll go ahead and just step in. I have multiple things in my life that when I see something happen in real time, it irritates the hell out of me. But I don't know if anything really gets me more than if I'm allowing you to go out of a side street and you don't wave to me. Every single person who owns that car is guilty by association and is a bad person. I have not let a Subaru Baja leave my intersection in 13 years. I hold a grudge against you. I will always do that, man.
That's deep.
Like just give me a solitary wave of just congratulations of thank you for letting me do this thing that I was not supposed to do, but you allowed me to. That means something to me, man. It really does. I know it's petty, but I don't care.
hey, ain't nothing wrong with being petty. Well, you finna say something on that, Jason?
No, I was just I'm ready. Listen, I come from a good family, man. We Christian people, my family. And so I know how to wave thank you to people when they let me do something that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. But I'm also the dude that if you're gonna blow a yield sign or something like that, I guarantee you we gonna have to pull over and exchange information because I'm not stopping. You gonna hit my shit. I got good insurance and time. I don't care. I'm not backing down. If you're doing something out of pocket, if I don't allow you to do it in front of me, I'm not letting you do that, right? Like, so I'm a bad example to the point to keep myself in check. I 100% installed dash cam in my vehicles because it's to keep me accountable, to keep me in check. Because I mean, I get in my old big Texas truck and run you down. I ain't worried about it.
I heard that. Hey, I got it before whoever go next. Hey, Scott, you see what Mark said? By the way, Mark, welcome back. We're glad to have you back. You see what Mark said, Scott? Can you read that comment?
I'm sorry. Isn't Mark the closeted Ku Klux Klan member?
Yes.
Okay, I was just making sure I remember them properly. Yeah, that's all.
A pet peeve conversation is stupid. I was like, I thought we was.
Bro, we in the
barbershop talk.
You talk about whatever you want to. Barbershop, you talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, barbershop talk is open for everything. You can ignore
the
that.
last time I came with something very profound, right? I asked, would you give up the Obama years to not have Trump? And I thought I'd come with something funny and just because I know that you guys are going to come with something that is real. That's why I gave the opportunity for us to have a conversation of which of the three do you want, and we were divided. So I said, all right, well, I'm the first person on the board, so I'll take initiative.
You don't have to explain yourself to this dude, man.
Yeah,
I know I don't have to, but I feel like
my pet peeve is the Texas two-step.
You
ain't supposed to be in the fast lane.
Oh, you said you're
doing 70 miles an hour in the fast lane, preventing everybody from going around you, door to door with the dude in the slow lane.
Right.
Get over it. Get over it.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Let's see, Poke, you got something on 7?
Yeah, I got one. I got real personal pet peeve of mine. Nothing will put me on instant ag quicker than coming home to a hot house. And when I mean instant aggravation, like at that point, the sound of a clock ticking, I will throw the clock against the wall because I'm so upset about coming home to a hot house. Like it could be whatever reason. I mean, a tornado could have came through and just destroyed the electricity. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still for instant aggravation. I'm mad at the world. Yeah, why you breathing every breath? Like I'm getting real pissed off if I come home to a hot house. Like that is so, and I can't even control it. Like it's not like I can't take a deep breath and no, none of that. Like I'm ready to fight the world at that point. But yeah, like
well, let me ask you this then. Does it make you want to fucking cry?
No, sir. It makes me want to make somebody cry. But you know my rules about crying, man. Like that's a tough one.
let me ask you this. Let's take away the act of God, right? Let's take away the fact that you don't have electricity. Do you not allow the other members of your home to bother the thermostat, or do you warn them that you are on your way home and they need to get the temperature right in there?
Oh, it's clear day one. Don't touch the thermostat. Don't touch the thermostat. I have it at the perfect temperature. If the AC is blown out or something like that, I understand. So I probably will not take it out on anybody. Let me stress, probably not take it out on anybody. I'm stressing that. But that's why I use the act of God, because that's the safest you're gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you touch my shit, you're in the shit.
I heard that shit. But let's see what Seven got to say while Mark talking about you probably too cheap to put the AC on and shit. Mark, that's Mark. Seven. I mean,
you gotta worry about that in Alaska.
Yeah, the Bliss. What you got, the Bliss?
Had it.
No, so I would have to go with pet peeve, and I think my pet peeve would be a two-parter because I really can't stand the way people drive here in Texas. They don't use turn signals or anything. People are crazy. But then that carries over to how people like to operate in like grocery stores or Targets or Walmarts or whatever. When you see people and they don't know how to operate their carts correctly or walk, or you see somebody stop in the middle of our aisle, leave their cart there, then walk half an aisle down, you know that those people don't know how to fucking drive. Because to me, the rule of the road is the rule of the road, motherfucker. Pull your ass over and move quickly. People will stand in your way and they act like you're trying to take their purse. Yeah. It's crazy out here, man. Nobody knows how to operate with anything that has wheels on it.
That was my other option, by the way. That was it.
All right, Jason, what were you going to say, Jason?
I want to point out, and I want to be the first to point out that I don't know, Brother Job Bliss, but I would also watch my wallet or purse if he was near my basket at the grocery store.
Hey, you sure, brother?
Oh, shit. God damn. Well, I'm gonna say on mine. I'm gonna go back to what someone like John was saying in the driving, because I hate when I'm rolling down the road. I'm rolling 70, and then you got the on ramp, the people that's coming on, and then them motherfuckers driving like 45 or 55, and like they got the right of way. Motherfucker, you don't have the right of way. I'm doing 70, and you trying to keep on there doing 45 and acting like you in the right.
They don't have the right of way. If they hit you, if you don't allow them in and y'all have an accident, they are at fault. You do not have an obligation in the state of Texas to allow somebody to merge in.
Yeah, no doubt. Shit, yeah, that's what the business is. So that's some of the pet peeves that's going on out there in the world right there. Anybody got anything else on the pet peeves? And Mark, Mark, where the fuck you been, Mark? Mark ain't been around in a while, Jason.
Nah, I think Mark only come when we have white brothers on the show with us. Then he come in, like he got to support his people. You dig what I'm saying? Like we trying to attack and eat these brothers, right? Like he got to come support his people, because when they don't come around, he don't come around either. I think he might be, because one of y'all probably know something about the shit. Because he only come around when it's white guests. He don't come around when it's all of us.
All I know is the guy in the upper right on my screen is on here more often than I am, so it's probably his
Good answer.
I'm still being part of the problem. I just don't think that I am one.
No, I'm just giving y'all a hard time, man. But we hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's usually already come on to us. Let's Job Bliss, what you throwing out there for us out there? I know you got some. What you throwing out there in the barbershop today?
Well, something that's been heavy on my mind is I was wondering, maybe you guys could explain to me, why is it that women think that they're so irresistible physically and mentally, when everything that is said to be negative in people, especially by women, is usually a feminine trait. Like a lot of things that they say is negative about men are usually feminine things. You know what I'm saying? And then it's completely impossible to make them happy because not only do they attack the feminine ways and make those look negative, they also have a thing called toxic masculinity, which is not really that toxic because that's the kind of stuff that built the world that they can thrive in.
I like it.
All right, Poke say he like that. All
I
right,
like
well,
that.
shit, since Poke you like that, come on with a little bit on that. What you got on that?
Well, it's actually
I'll be
a
right
similar
back.
question I've thought of myself because in reference to what he's talking about, like a man will get called sassy or
Zesty.
zesty. That's the other one. Zesty. Forgot. Thank you. Zesty. If for instance, if he has standards. Now, and it's always used in a derogative or pejorative manner, simply to downput the man who would stand up for himself or has standards, as it said. And it's like, for instance, like if you, and I'm using argument very loosely here, but if you continue to make a point against a woman's whatever her point, whatever the argument she's trying to make, this is where you become zesty or sassy, not because you're actually trying to engage in an intellectual conversation, but because you're back talking. And the feeling about it, and how you were saying, like it, when something that's feminine, usually you get called being a bitch. You dig what I'm saying? Like they'll try to use what is stereotypically a feminine trait, and they'll say that if you display said feminine trait, like emotional intelligence, for instance, if you display emotional intelligence, then that in and of itself is acting like a bitch, but meaning you're being feminine, but being feminine now is a negative thing. So the reason I like it, what excuse me,
Bliss.
Bliss was saying, is because it's a valid point, and I've thought about it a few times as to why women use their own femininity as a bludgeoning tool against men when they perceive something as being feminine from a man.
Okay, all righty. Anybody,
Hey, yo,
John? Got it, just
can I
John?
add to that real quick? I just want to add something.
Yeah.
It's fast. It's crazy that you say that because at the same time, women love fucking homosexual dudes, and they are the sassiest motherfuckers I know.
No, they don't. That's
But-
fake. That's
That's
fake.
the-
No, they don't. They
I
don't.
remember when I was in high school, that was the thing, is that girls like being friends with gay guys because it seemed like there was a comfortability more than anything else. Like that, I don't know about, I'm 40 years old. I don't see that dynamic anymore, but when I was in high school, that's what it felt like to me, is that they searched the safety net of we weren't going to be approached in a certain way. That's the whole that's my experience, at least.
Okay.
I don't think it's got anything to do with any of that. You just clicked up. What clique are you trying to find a woman in? Are you trying to find a grown woman? Are you trying to find a fast woman? You just trying to find something that's going to put out on Friday night? Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Because when you start looking in these different categories or types of women, you're going to find different types of things, not just, oh, he's being a bitch or he's a pussy or he's a male chauvinistic pig. It all depends on where you're looking and what you're looking for.
Yeah. Okay. Jason, you about to say something a while ago?
Yeah, I disagree. You know, there absolutely is the illusion that women want us to believe that they like gay dudes and that they're friendly with that whole movement and stuff like that. But you got women that are friends with these people in general. Of course, there's going to be anecdotal evidence to show the opposite. But in general, you have women that are close friends with openly out homosexual men in particular. And then the first thing that happens when they get mad at whatever man they're with is they call him gay. They use the slurs. Oh, he's an F word, or he's this type of homosexual, or That's what they want to call you to try to dehumanize you, because at their core, they believe it is a dehumanizing condition, or they wouldn't even use it as an insult. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that these women want to come off like they're very friendly towards this movement, they are, until they're assumably straight man starts doing something they don't like, and then all of a sudden they assign him and attribute to him these homosexual traits or terms. So they want us to think that they like gay dudes. They don't, or they wouldn't talk to straight dudes as an insult by saying these things.
Right. I'm gonna say that in the words of Seven, and y'all know I don't call women bitches, but Seven have said, bitches don't know what they want. Bitches, hoes. And
I wish he was here with us today, but he ain't with us today.
He ain't with us today.
DMX said it first, but
Seven have mentioned before that bitches don't know what they want. But now I don't know if the women know what they want. But I have seen women where they friends with the gay guys. Now for whatever reason, or is it the gay guys friends with the women? Thing I don't understand about the gay guys is why they gotta talk. Miss Thing and girl, and I mean, nobody fucking talks like that. So what you say, Pope?
In such an effeminate manner.
Yeah, in such a feminine manner. I mean, I'm like, I don't even know where the fuck that come from, but that's how they do. But that's my thing, saying in the words of Seven that bitches don't know what the fuck they want, so why should we even care? Ladies, they know what they want, I'm assuming. But then in the words of Seven, they don't even fucking know what they want.
Right. I say, do you assume that?
Do I assume
that they know what they want?
No, nope. Don't have a clue.
I think they have an idea of what they want. They just mislabel it.
All of a sudden, we got two people. Go ahead, Just John.
I think they have an idea of what they want. They just mislabel it.
What you mean by mislabel it?
They want a man. They claim they want a man that's strong and stoic and all of the things that go with being a man. But then the minute that it puts them on their back foot because of all this girl power movement and all this other bullshit that's been going on for the last 25, 30 years, the minute it puts them on their back foot, then it becomes, he said it earlier, I forget, because I don't pay it no mind, but toxic masculinity. Mm-hmm. So they're mislabeling what they want. The blueprint's there, but again, as soon as you put them on that back foot and you put your foot down in front of them, then they're like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not the girl boss anymore. I can't get what I want right now. And the no word. What the fuck is that? No.
Okay. Scott, I got you, Just Bliss. Scott was fixing to say something.
Oh, I was gonna make a joke, but actually getting like to a serious point. Like I do feel like there is a level of maybe I don't know, just maybe.
Don't be scared.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking. No, I'm not scared, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of everybody, because that's kind of what I do. I overthink things, I overanalyze, and one of the things is that maybe, just maybe, they aren't comfortable being who they want to be for all this time. Like they don't want to say what they say because they're not going to be taken seriously. They put up a barrier. They put up a wall. I know personally, just from my experience, I've been married for almost 15 years now, for 14 years going this year, but being with my wife for 15 years and knowing her background, that they have to put up some defense mechanisms and say certain things to protect themselves. So I know that there are some people out there at the female persuasion that are doing things on purpose to try to manipulate or say things to get what they want, those types of things. But there are also people who are just trying to get through life. And that's why there are certain times that it's because it's kind of personal to me. That's why I kind of jumped a little bit. But I get what you're saying. In generalities, I can see it, but from an individual aspect of just what I've had to, not what I've had to go through, because it's not me, but what I have.
You getting paid? Is that what you're saying?
You have a hard time.
Blink twice.
I was kind of wondering. Right. I was kind of wondering the same thing.
No. I'm just saying that I know how. Look, I'm a very gentle, kind, and thoughtful person. So I look at things from everybody's aspect.
I can see that. I can see that. But here's the issue, right? Like, let me point this out, right?
I got you 7 decks after
Like,
Jason.
let's point out that you had a few people, myself included, who made some generalizations, and I don't want to speak for everybody else, so I'll just speak for myself. I went out of my way to point out that it was generalizations, and you still brought us anecdotal evidence that your wife is different and that we need to not tag all women with this. When I made it a point to say, in general, I'm sure, I even said, I'm sure there's anecdotal incidents to the opposite of what I'm saying. So for you to feel the need to defend that really makes me think that you need an always package.
Damn.
Agreed.
I'm just saying, because it was unnecessary. It was wholly unnecessary.
Look, the thing is, like, look, I'm always there to say, I'm not saying you're completely wrong. I'm just saying, like, I look at things from a different lens because I have been with my wife for so long, and because you're not what you guys are generalizing is not wrong. I am somebody who just I have that in the back of my mind at all times. So it's not, I'm always cognizant of it. So when it's not a trigger thing, it's just I'm like, oh, my wife's she's been through some real. So that's where that comes from. That's all it is.
Right.
You guys, I get it.
Let's go to Bliss.
It was different.
Bliss, what's up? Cause he was doing a whole lot of zigging and zagging. So let's go to Bliss.
I'm trying. Look, man, my wife will probably never hear this or see this, but I gotta duck and dodge somehow, dog.
Oh, you gonna show it is?
Nope. You know what? Maybe this actually might earn me some brownie points.
That's why I said.
All right,
you gonna show it is?
Yeah, Bliss, go ahead.
Hey, yo, I just want to say, for the record, my man talking like his wife is sitting in the room with a gun facing him. Either that or she's gonna watch this podcast. He's a prisoner. And I can see what my man said, blink twice. Something is going on here. All right. Now, I do want to add. I know from experience.
Yeah. You gotta let us know.
Danger.
Yeah.
Let us know.
So, I know from experience that listening to a lot of the grievances of women and listening to what they want. I've listened to a lot of women speak what they want. All women are like children. In the fact that all women want to do what they want. They don't need.
I don't look as
hold up. You gotta let him finish, Scott. You gotta let him finish. Go ahead, Seth.
They don't want no consequences for what's going on, and I could tell that just for simply what I watched in past episodes on here. I've heard women say things that made them very promiscuous, but they don't want the promiscuous title. So it's just very interesting because children are the same way. Like, for instance, women want to be able to wear what they want and know that they live in a very dangerous world and they expect nothing to happen to them. Now, I'm not saying that it's okay for anything to happen to anybody, but it's a doggy dog world out here. It's animals.
I got you, Jason. All right. Jason, go ahead.
I would like to pose to Job Bliss. What about the men who are out here saying that they want traditional results and responses from women, but they don't provide and they don't protect at the level that would create in a woman a need to do so? So if she's got a string of dudes that are giving her subpar behavior, subpar performance, at what point do we have to, as men, also check the other men and say, hey, if you want these things from a woman, you want traditional results, we need you to move as a traditional man, right?
Okay. Well, folks, anybody?
All right. So, just John, 2 questions for you. Are you monk mode?
Monk mode? What is that?
Yeah. No, you don't know. Okay. MGTOW?
Who?
MGTOW.
Is that a Chinese?
Don't know what that is either. All right, cool. So then my question is, how are you avoiding knowing or experiencing toxic masculinity when it's mainstream? Like that's why I asked you the preface question. How are you doing that? That's interesting to me.
I'm not monk mode. I got a date Friday night.
Okay.
I put my
How are you avoiding toxic masculinity?
I just put myself out there and talk. And if the
Mhm.
woman is like, "Oh, he's toxic masculinity," then she ain't gonna talk to me no more because just John's not changing.
Word.
Damn.
All right, cool. That'll do. Now, my friend, Uncle Tim much?
Who?
No,
Who you talking to?
another one. You don't.
Oh, you see? Okay, I thought you was calling on somebody on the panel. I was like, who
No,
is that?
I got the
no.
channel
Just
controls
just
on.
another
Who the
term.
hell is that
Okay.
talking to?
White Knight.
Me?
White Knight. No, unfamiliar with that. Okay.
Who are you talking to? That note. I'm familiar with the terms. Are you still talking to me or are you talking to
No,
somebody
I
else?
got what I wanted from you. There should only be one other person that's
Oh, okay.
There should only be one other person that's applicable to. But I'm
Oh,
just
so that
trying. I'm
must be
just trying to
chopping up
see.
with Scott.
Oh, so why am I avoiding the toxic masculinity thing?
Oh goddamn, no.
He's asking if you're a white knight.
So
Oh,
and
no,
like because we're speaking in generalities here, just like how Jason was able to say, "What about these men?" Like we know every man ain't doing it, but we know there's men out there doing it. Like I don't need to go. Not all men is acting like cakes. Yeah, I don't need to do that. Like so that's why I was asking your Uncle Tim much, your White Knight much. Like I'm trying to figure that out because we definitely want to have an honest conversation for sure, but
for sure.
I don't want to spend time like, well, 1% of human beings can actually fly if they concentrate on levitating. I don't want to do that. You dig what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. That's why I'm just making sure that we don't have to come back to you being like, well, my wife bakes cookies all the time, and we start talking about how many women don't know how to cook.
No, but the other thing too is like toxic masculinity is it an excuse? Yeah, it is, but there's also, as you guys know, there are guys who are absolute pieces of shit, and they pretend like they're better than women when they're not. Like they're the people who drive the lifted trucks and are unemployed and live in their mama's basement.
How they get a lifted truck? I lift the truck if they're unemployed. Like, hey, my fault.
Really?
My fault.
Because
My
you
fault.
can't
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's just I got my eye on you now,
stealing
so
doesn't
you
exist,
got to
right?
forgive me. I got my eye on you now, so you got
Okay.
kind of side
One at
eye.
a time. One at a time. One at a time.
No, because you act like poor doesn't equate. Like you can still get money without being employed. Am I wrong?
Doing something illegal.
No, but I'm just saying, like, go ahead. Sorry.
I want to point this out. Please do not allow it to divert directly from the conversation. But I would like to point out that we just reached a crossroad where, let's be real, a white man is saying that you don't have to have a job to get a loan. And as black men are like baffled, like, what the fuck? We have to have a job. So that's the disconnect is we do have to have proof of income, or we can't go get a loan to help us get back on our feet. We got to go get the loan while we already on our motherfucking feet before we gonna get another one. But that's all. I'm just pointing that out. But that's diversion. I don't want to divert.
All right.
No,
all right.
But I will say this, without a job.
As somebody who works in both lending and in sales for loans, that is not how that works. Like I understand.
Hold up, Jason. Let him finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him finish, but I definitely have a response.
No, because this became a racial thing of like you have to have proof of employment or proof of income. That is not because of color. That is based on credit.
Okay, can I have you? Whoever on the panel would choose to, but this is directly for Prescott or P. Scott. If you would please look up the class action lawsuit against the people. I was named in the class versus Toyota Financial, where no matter what your credit score was, because you were black or brown, you were charged 1 or 2 points more. Period. And I received a payout from that class action lawsuit as a victim because, and let me be brief about it, how it worked, right? If you had bad credit, let's say you had a 650, 600 credit score, and they were going to give you 15% for your auto financing, that's fine. if you were the same, other than that you had white skin, meaning your financial history was the same, other than the fact that you had a name that reflected that you had white skin, you got 13% instead of 15%, or 12% instead of 15%. And then by the same token, if you're a person like me at the time who had a 750 plus, I got a 2%, 1%, right? And somebody just like me with the same financial history, but with a different last name that would prove more that they were likely to be white with blonde hair, blue eyes, me being extra, right? They were getting literally 0 APR or a half a point percent, to the point that they proved it in court and I was paid out. So I'm absolutely been paid out for what was happening. And a lot of people, the reason I'm saying it the way that I'm saying it is because a lot of people that I knew at the time, coworkers and such, were like, oh, that's impossible. How would they know? All of this, all of that. Listen, I'm not the professional that understands how everything is utilized on the application that I fill out for financing when I go to buy a new car. I know that what's normal for me is to get about a 1 or 2%, sometimes 3% interest rate based on my credit. But what I'm saying is the people wrote me, I didn't solicit it, and said, hey, man, you've been victimized by Toyota because you are black. They gave you 2 or 3% and gave people with the exact same credit history as you that were non-black or brown, and they gave them a lower, and they proved it in court. And I got $6,000. Please don't tell me it ain't happening.
Can I ask you a question? When was that?
I'm sorry?
What time frame was that?
That was in around 2010 or 11, 12, right in there.
Okay. And that makes
Meaning
sense.
that's when it occurred, but the payout happened in 2015, 2016.
Sure. But my point is, like, I've been working in underwriting and or the car business for over 20 years. Okay. What you are describing is not inaccurate.
Okay.
That is not what I
got you next, Pokey.
That is not at all what I've tried to convey, because that has been a thing, has been trying to push different interest rates on certain demographics for years. That is factual. I am not going to deny that. But at this point in time, when it comes to like the 0%, the 1%, the 2%, those rates don't exist anymore unless you go directly through the manufacturer, because the reserve is now like 4.5%. So if you want to get 0 or 1 or 2%, it is based strictly on credit. They don't care what your name is, what your color is, or anything like that.
Hold on. Remember from the onset, I said that this lawsuit, I was paid out from Toyota Financial. It was through the manufacturer that I got this loan. So you're not saying anything any different than what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're attempting to. I'm just saying this was through Toyota Financial. Their funding arm of buying a Toyota direct from the company instead of going to a third party.
So let's go to hold up. I have to get everybody else on the panel involved. So let me go with Pokey, and then we're gonna see what's just John, and then Seven. So Poke, go ahead.
Well, shit. So Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and Chase Bank are going through a class action lawsuit for the same thing right now for housing discrimination, right? You're aware of that, yeah? Yeah, like right now, all three banks are class action lawsuit for housing discrimination. And just, I'll give you 3 guesses as to the specifics of the demographic that the discrimination was against. I'll give you 3 guesses. Go ahead. Go. Yes, come on.
I don't know why. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. I know my lane, and my lane is auto. That's I'm an expert in my auto
financing. The same discrimination. It happens, sir. I don't know why you trying to dispute that. What the hell? Is the sky green?
I'm not disputing you. I'm saying that I know what my.
You ain't disputing me because I ain't made the point. You was disputing Jason.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's right, but is it the same time frame?
Hold up a second, guys. John, I'm gonna come to you next. Let me let Pokey finish, and then I'm gonna come to John. But I think he's asking Scott a question. And then
I just wanted to know if it was the same time frame.
So
it takes the government forever to do shit.
So when you say same time frame, when you talked about the people getting the loans or the class action lawsuit?
The loans, like how Jason said it happened in 2010 or whatever, but he didn't get paid out till 2015. Was it the same time frame or a different time frame?
It's actually, it includes that time frame, but it was going on for the past, I think, 11 years is what they're going back on.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just wanted to know the time frame.
Yeah, hey, you know what? You got no problem with that. I ain't wrong because you can just Google that. Yeah, you did.
Right.
Now,
Right.
back to P. Scott. Look, I got my eye on you, man. I got my eye on you. I'm gonna start. Like, we probably should have stuck to sports, man. Like, I don't know, because
I thought we were cool. It's not my fault you
we're gonna be cool when we get back to sports. But I'm telling you this right now. Like, if somebody start talking to you about discrimination, you should be 2 ears, 1 mouth. Use it accordingly. That's what it should be, my brother. All right.
And that was my point. I wasn't trying to attack you, P. What I was getting at was I hold both of you guys being on this podcast lets me know a lot of things about you that it's pointless for us to get into because it's pointless here, right? But what I'm saying is that I try to, in my daily life, whenever I encounter people that don't have the same hue as myself, I look for allies and I look for enemies. It's just how life is. This is my life, right? And what I'm saying is that the fact that both of you guys are here, that to me puts you in that purview that I'm thinking this person may be an ally, so that I'm telling you that I hold allies who are not black or brown. I hold them more responsible than I do a white person who understands the discrimination and just lives in it. They cool with it. They don't have no problem with it, right? Like, whatever, they're going to do whatever they do. But when there's somebody that I think, no, they're really not okay with this, right? And they breeze over something that's very major to us as black and brown people, then I just like to take the opportunity to point it out. It's not accusatory. It's to say, like, when you said, oh, this, and I'm like, no, the reason that came off different for you as a white man, and I hope a proud white man, because I'm not one of these people that think that just because a person is white, they shouldn't be proud to be white, because I'm proud to be black. If a person wants to be proud to be white, that doesn't mean that you hate anybody else. So I hope that you're proud white men. What I'm saying is, I don't like the way that was skipped over, as if as black men, we have to discount. We have to think. I literally, in 2026, I live just outside of San Antonio. I literally have to say, where am I going to stop for fuel if I need it? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm still thinking about that. And what I'm saying is that I understand that it's easy for the average white man who doesn't mean black or brown people any harm to speak or act over that in a very nonchalant way. And that's why I went back to that. That was not to accuse you of anything. That was not to accuse Just John of anything. It was me pointing out that was the mental difference between what you said and how it affected us versus you. That was it. I wasn't, like I say, levying any charges or anything crazy like that.
No, and I
so check it out before you go, Scott. Hold up just a second. I'm sorry. I have to kind of keep the order because I already said that John was going to go Just John and then 7, and then I'm going to come over to Scott. So Just John, I believe you had some comments. And then after
let me start.
7, and Scott,
let me start with this. I don't give a shit what color, creed, whatever you are. We either in it or we not. We either going to be compatible or we not. But to come off of what Mr. Jason just said, white people do that same thing. I drive all the way to Texas and back 4 times a year now. Do you think I'm stopping in Baton Rouge to get gas? Do you think I'm stopping in Mobile to get gas? Or do you think I'm stopping in these small white country towns to get gas as I'm traversing these lanes?
Hey, if you're telling me, if you're using that as an example to explain to me that you're doing the same thing and that your thought process is just like mine, I say kudos. I say kudos to that. If that's how you have to move in your life, I'm saying kudos. But I'm saying, I guarantee you, and this ain't a woe is me, let's take notes and tally up who's getting discriminated against the most, or who's being violated or attempted to be violated the most. But the reality is, as black and brown people, we have to do that way more than the average white person does. I don't care how many times you have to do it.
I'm not trying to go tit for tat. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I got to put a pause on you because I have to get to 7. I have to get to 7, and then I got to work the rotation. 7, go ahead.
Honestly, I like what the fuck they was talking about. You can let them keep talking.
All right, cool. Well, while I let them keep talking, I'm gonna say this, and then I let John. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have to go to Scott. Let me go to Scott before I say something. Scott, go ahead.
Oh no, and my thing was like I was not trying to discredit anything that Jason said because everything that he said is true and has happened. The way that I look at it is this is my profession. I've been doing it for 20 years basically. And when somebody tells me that I don't know what I'm talking about in the line of work that I have done, that's where I start saying, well, look, I understand that there's the actual realization of what has happened to people of color. That is not disputable, and I'm not trying to dispute it. What I'm saying is like what I've been doing since that has happened, or like at least in my state. The thing is that Alaska operates differently than other states do, as far as lending is concerned. The redlining, things like that. Those things are different here than they are in other states. So the way that I took it was, I don't know what I'm talking about in my profession. That's the whole reason why I got to where I was. It's not, I didn't take it personally or like an ethnic thing. Not at all. I understand what the struggles have been. Have I gone through them personally? No. Will I ever? No. And I understand that. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. And I understand the frustration that comes with the interest rates of the hiking of things. But the thing is like with working in underwriting the way that I have in my state, there are rules and regulations about not taking advantage of anyone, whether regards to the color of their skin, their age, because ageism is a thing that we have to protect as well. When it comes to interest rates, there are things that you can and cannot do for everyone. And that was my thing. It wasn't anything to feel like it was anything other than I'm just defending, like I kind of know what I'm talking about in the financial world because I've done it for 20 years. So that was all that was. It is not dismissing or trying to disregard what the obstacles have been and essentially, unfortunately, will probably continue to be. That was all that was. So no, I wasn't trying to be dismissive or anything like that. Toward Jason, I've never met this man in person, but I feel like if I ever met Jason in person, one, he'd want to punch me in the face. But two, I feel like him and I would actually be good buddies. I like in real time.
We'd be cool, man. I wouldn't want to hit you.
I'm gonna say this right here first. Before I say that, let me thank all of our guests out there for watching right now, all the viewers. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. You have any questions for anything that's been said? By all means, put it in the chat, and the guys can all see the chat, whatever you post in there. And maybe they'll sit back answering it or entertaining or whatever. But I appreciate you watching. And if you're watching from Facebook, by all means, make sure you please click that link in the description and subscribe to WIZZO Talk. I appreciate it wholeheartedly. Just a couple of things I'm going to post, Salt, and then Jason and whoever can kind of go. But there's been rules, in my opinion, from day one about loans, interest rates, and all that shit like that. Navy Federal Credit Union in Killeen has been in the news with it, and Navy Federal Credit Union. So they have a shitload of military people there for discriminating and not giving people of color certain loans and different things like that and stuff. So y'all can probably YouTube that or Google that or whatever, because I'm just telling you that's what I've seen on there. I can't go off into detail, but I know that they were in the news about it. I bank at this one bank, and I don't have no proof, but I've been banking with this one bank for goddamn 20 years and shit like that. Never been late with them, got several loans with them, and them motherfuckers didn't want all to give me shit. And I was like, well, what goddamn? And so after I kind of started expressing myself, then I was able to get something, because one time I wanted to get like a $5,000 loan or some shit. I don't remember. And they got to ask me, well, what is it for? And I know they got to ask me. I said, it's personal. I want to do what I want to do with it. Well, do you got to? And I said, look, I'll tell you what. If y'all don't want to give it to me, then just don't worry about it. I'll just put it on my credit card, whatever. Needless to say, long story short on that, I got the loan, but I just felt like they was giving me a whole bunch of shit. And that may be the process. I don't know. But, they may be looking at my picture and saying, because I be watching in the fucking news sometime. They might like, I ain't getting this black motherfucker nothing. But then they might, well, he may not be black. He kind of light skinned. Maybe he Puerto Rican, but he still falling in that
Spanish,
category.
not black, brother.
I'm just talking. Okay, yeah.
Especially with that mustache.
Yeah. And then just to touch on one more thing, I think, and then we're gonna come to you, Poker or Jason, whoever want to go next after this. I think Just John said the door swing both ways. I haven't really traveled too far out of Texas, St. Louis, maybe a couple of times. So I don't know if the door really swings both ways because I can't say that. I just know that as far as stopping at a white ghost town spot or whatever at nighttime or whatever, I'm gonna still stop. But I'm gonna have heat with me. I know they probably got heat with me. Do I feel safe sometimes? No, but I'm not gonna be scared. But I don't know if the door. I can't really talk to see if the door swing both ways. Is my point where I'm going with it. I think, especially. I don't want to say this because it's part of my topic. So I don't know. I just can't say that if the door swing both ways. Just John's been traveling. You've been military. Jason been traveling, and so I don't know about Pope. So maybe you guys can, but in Texas, I can't say that the door swing both ways.
There's
ahead, John.
places, and remember the very first podcast I did with you, I said for every hood I'll show you a trailer park.
Mhm.
There's places in this country that Just John's not welcome. And there's places in country where Mr. WIZZO's not welcome. It is what it is. Now
that does not make it equal, man.
I didn't say it made it equal.
I'm sorry.
I didn't say it made it equal.
That does not make it
No,
equal.
exactly.
Look, any trailer park you're talking about, most of those folks have done that by design themselves. That's where they at because that's where the effort they put into it. That there has been effort specifically designed to make those ghetto towns or hoods, whatever you want to call them. There has been specific organized effort to create those things and maintain those things. There has not been government policy to make sure that trailer parks stayed trailer parks. That is not equal, and I find that very disingenuous. I'm talking
about
saying
poor
that,
people. I'm not talking about
Let
color.
me finish, Johnny. Let me finish. Right. If you need to, write some notes because I got mine. Now, as I was saying, when you're talking about that there's places that you won't go to, I guarantee you that if you go there, there's a less percentage chance of something happening to you than to me, Jason, Bliss, or WIZZO going in a quote unquote sundown time.
Or me.
No, you still get a pass.
Or
you
me.
Don't get a pass. I appreciate you that. You don't get a pass, but I seriously dislike it when y'all try to equalize these types of things, and it's not the same. It's not the same because, as a matter of fact, there would be, and there's videos of it where someone like you had been accosted, and you know who came to help them? Other black people. Other black people came, and there's videos of that. Now you tell me when all these kids, and I do mean kids, are coming up being hung here in this year, 2026, and every judge, every police officer that just coincidentally happens to have the same skin color as you says it's a suicide. And there's been no history of black people hanging themselves when they commit suicide. If we want to talk about what happened with suicide, I'm so with it. But you know what isn't happening is them hanging themselves, going deep off in the woods and hanging themselves. And I'm talking about this shit that's been happening this year, just 2026. I ain't got to go back no further than that. It's been at least 12 cases where some black woman, black male, and we're talking children for the most part, are hanging themselves. Now you tell me where you can find this year where some white man has ended up in a black area and hung.
In the middle of the projects.
I don't follow that. That's not something I follow.
It ain't got to be followed. It's on the news. If you don't listen to the news, then you're telling me you're not an informed person.
I don't watch TV like that.
I hear you. You claim to low informed.
I'm not on TikTok. I prefer Twitter.
I don't have TikTok. I said the news. I'm talking Fox. I'm talking NBC, ABC, CNN, CNN.
Okay, so who's to say it wasn't suicide? Just because it wasn't that way in the past, or just because it's not a traditional way or something
just like I said, the judge and the police officers that happen to have the same color as you got the same crime. It is suicide, clearly.
So just because the judge and the police officers are white, you're saying that they're not investigating it properly?
I didn't say they were white. I just said they got the same skin tone as you.
But I mean, I'm white,
we can interpret it to that if you like. So
I'm white,
we can go that.
You said it.
Okay.
You just did it in a roundabout way.
I just said we can go there. Like we can say, like I'll put the words in it. Yes, they just so happen to be white. It just so happened that these children are hanging themselves in predominantly white areas after going to a party or something like that. For sure.
And it just so happens that I can't believe we have to go through this. It just so happens that little white girls are getting
Barbershop
stabbed on the bus by black people talking about I got that white bitch. It just so happens
when
that
2026. When did that happen? Because I said 2026
like last year.
One time.
I got you, Jason.
One time that happened.
You just
one
said,
time.
What was
about
last
Austin
year? What was
Metcalf?
last year 2026?
What about Austin Metcalf?
What was last year 2026? Was last year 2026? Just anybody.
That's
anybody
I'm
question.
talking about something within a year. A year is a decent amount of time.
Am I specially able, or are you just listening to respond instead of listening to learn?
I'm listening to what you're saying.
This year, 2026.
Okay.
2026. All right. That's the past 7 months, not even whole 7 months yet. The past 7 months is what I'm talking about. You want to go back to something to last year? If we start doing things from last year, you're still going to lose by numbers. You're still going to lose by numbers if we go to 2025.
All right. Let me see what Jason got right quick, and y'all hold that thought.
I wanted to point out that I know exactly what John is talking about when he's talking about the girl getting stabbed on the subway and the dude celebrating it. And I'm not condoning that at all whatsoever. What I'm telling you is that is a one-off anecdotal thing that happened, and you're using it to combat what he's saying when he's speaking of a trend of something happening. So I'm just calling bullshit on the fact. I agree. I understand exactly what you're talking about. It happened. And I know it's not my conversation, but I'll give you that within a year that happened. I saw the video. It was terrible. But what I'm saying is you're using one incident that we all know, even you, was a one-off incident that happened, that did happen, and it is true, as a trend. It's not a trend of black people going around stabbing white girls on the bus or the subway. That's not happening. He's talking about something where there have been multiple instances of young black youth from the ages of 16 to 25 that are ending up hanging from trees in locations that they are not familiar with. They don't have business there. They don't have friends there. This is not something that makes sense why they're there. So he's saying the lack of investigation in this trend is an issue. And then your counter to that was this issue with the stabbing. I know the stabbing you're talking about. That is an incident. That is not a trend.
The lady
I want to point that out.
Fire. It's different ways.
Those were both foreigners.
Irrelevant, sir.
For sure. You got it.
Let me see what Scott, you got it.
You got it. So
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong or false at all.
I should say that's okay because it's white on white crime.
What? White on white crime? What are you talking about?
The incidents of rape going on in Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
Is that okay?
I'm not worried about Ukraine. I'm worried about the United States.
Oh, you worried about so why are you bringing up foreigners trying to blame it on black people?
They're immigrants and they're white. And black Americans.
That motherfucker who set that woman on fire was a foreigner.
Okay.
The motherfucker who set that woman on fire was a foreigner. Now, I do not know for sure if the person that stabbed the white girl, I do not know if he was a foundational black American. But when you brought up that the person that set old girl on fire, he was not American.
Okay.
He was not American. But you're trying to put that on who you're looking at, which is American blacks, which is why I'm saying you're disingenuous.
I'm not being disingenuous.
You're 100% being disingenuous.
No, I'm not.
If all this because that's what I'm saying. If skin tone is the only thing that matters, if skin tone is the only thing that matters, then I can blame the rape that's going on in Ukraine on y'all.
Let me see while he's looking that up. Let me see what Chop It Up got. Chop It Up, what you got on anything that's been said right now?
First off, when Seven leaned over because I was taking a drink, I thought his shoulder was a ass cheek for a second.
With a thong on. Damn. How
Look,
about
man,
that shit?
No, but so the one thing that I have taken self-accountability for is that I need to be better prepared when I come in here, because you guys know, mostly because when something is said, it is like, hey, you meant this when I did mean something else. And things get misconstrued really, really easily, mostly because we come from different backgrounds, right? And so when you guys are talking about the trend, the thing is, the trend is real. Like me being in Alaska, that is not a trend that is specific to where I live. I am aware of it, and it is people who look like me. It is not me personally, but God damn it, if I take this hat off, it looks even more specifically like people like me, unfortunately. The thing that I think that what we're getting to is, this is the way that I feel. I'm 42 years old.
Okay.
I feel like people are awful, but the individual person can be great. It's the ultimate Men in Black quote when Tommy Lee Jones is talking to Will Smith on the bench, and he's like, no, the person's great. People are scared, and whatever the quote is, like, yesterday we all knew the earth was flat. Yesterday we all knew that we're only people on earth, and tomorrow learn what, like, imagine what you'll know tomorrow, basically. That kind of stuff that was kind of an off-topic transition, but we can't ignore, like, the trend is real, and I don't have an answer for it.
Right.
Like, I don't want this to continue, regardless of race, gender, whatever. There are people who just target women, people who just target gay men, people who just target Black women. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't understand why this is still in this country a thing. And do I want to stop? Absolutely. But it feels like whatever we say, the people who have the competence, the people who have this type of embrace for nobody needs to be treated this way, are few and far between, because over the last 8 years or so, I don't feel like we've ever been more divided than we've ever been. Well, not ever been, because obviously that's hyperbole. But I mean, it feels like over the last 8 years or so, it's the people who always have had these inner thoughts have just been emboldened to act on what they've thought. And that's where we are as a country now, which is incredibly disappointing.
Right. Let me say this before we go to someone. I got to go to 7 after I just say this right here.
There are no confirmed cases.
Hold up, Just John. We got to go with Just John. We got to hold up. I'm going to come to you, but I got to go to 7 after that right there. But Scott, I was just going to tell you that it is hard to be prepared for what we're going to talk about, because in the barbershop talk, nobody knows what's coming up. So the only thing that you can wind up doing is, if you want to kind of research a little bit something, it's just like Just John just did. You got to have 2 screens, or you got to minimize the one you own and go on your phone and look up something and research something, because in the barbershop, nobody knows what the fuck coming up. I hadn't even got to my talking point yet. So nobody knows what's coming up. So you can't be prepared. You got to just talk off the dome, or you just got to roll with what you got. But with that being said, I got to go to 7 because he hadn't got a chance to say anything. He got a baby with him. He ain't got a chance to say nothing. And then we'll work the room. 7, what's up? Welcome back, 7. Welcome, 7.
Hey, look at that baby.
Hello, gentlemen. I'd like to say that I think it's undeniable that how racist America is. This is like I don't know if any of you all have ever paid attention to something called history, but I don't need to see what people are doing recently to know that even if you think that you're not racist, you still grow up in a racist society where you still benefit from white privilege. And the crazy part about white privilege is not even Mexican people got it in a way. Mexican people think that they white in a way. It's crazy, bro. Everybody is kind of white if you're not black. This is the deepest thing about how societal structure works now. Because white people are so low in numbers, they need everybody to be white who's not dark skinned. And it's crazy because people really hate Mexican people too. I don't even know why Mexican people hate black people the way they do. Because if it wasn't for black people, none of these other races would really even have any leeway, because we fought for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what y'all talking about my man saying there's no like confirmed recent hangings. Although I've heard of some recent shit. And then that one single stabbing that black man did that white woman, which I feel like personally, that shit is kind of just.
I got you, John.
Because white people have been asking for quite some time. You know what I'm saying?
No, hold on. I'm not gonna let you do that. Before anybody else speak, just let me say, this little girl was sitting there minding her own business. She wasn't bothering nobody. She had never seen this guy, and he ain't never seen her. She was a pure D victim. Now you can continue.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that, so I'm not familiar. That's why I'm speaking
the Native
on it,
Americans when they came over here and killed the shit out of him and made Thanksgiving. What the fuck do I care?
All right, John, what's up?
I sent you a thing on the messenger. Hook Big Poke up with that information. He can send all that stuff there.
Oh, okay. Shit, you could have sent it to him, but
I don't got his information. I'll let you do the thing.
Okay, I'll send it to him. Jason, I don't know where Poke. I think he even stepped out.
He probably went to go look it up.
Cowboy.
He probably went to go look it up. We don't got to take away from this to do that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know what he may have done. Go ahead, Jason. What you finna say?
I mean, I hear what Seven's saying. I hear what John's saying. I hear what Peace God is saying. I just don't agree with a lot of what's being said because I'm not trying to, I know that it might appear to the guests at home that I'm trying to ride the line. I'm not. I'm just one of these people who only cares about facts. And then once we establish these facts, then we can move into our opinions of the facts. But when we have facts that dispute, then you typically shouldn't move on. Like your debate it's not equal, it's not fair debate if you don't even agree on the facts. As an example, I've had people try to say, well, let's have this debate or let's have this issue or disagreement about the Bible. Well, I'm not going to do that with you because what you're going to consider to be canon from the Bible, I don't. So we don't have the same foundation to have a fair conversation, regardless of which corner we all want to come out of. And what I'm saying is, I disagree with a little bit of what's being said about everybody, but I'm just pointing that out. So my comments are trying to stick things to fact and to stick everybody to a foundational starting point.
Okay. And go ahead.
Pope,
I'll tell Pope what you said.
Mr. WIZZO, my information. You can send all your links and stuff of your proof to him, or he'll give you my information. We can talk about that later, but we need to progress this.
Pope, any comment?
Oh, I can speak now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just John, you're full of shit. Look,
okay. I'll be full of shit.
Let me
I don't
finish
told you.
because you just said there's been no proven cases, and I said beforehand that they have all been deemed suicide, and it's just a coincidence that the judges, the police, and the detectives happen to say that when the families have had to do second autopsies. Even the coroner is in on it and just happens to look like you, which is a white man. I have said that, and you get to dismiss it because Google says there's been no confirmed cases. Well, if they have been deemed as suicides by the people in those areas that are in power, what the hell are you gonna look up? What are you gonna look up if
I'm dismissing it because what the law said
they have been deemed as suicides and they are suspect, and their families have had to pay for other people to come in to do autopsies on them, and now they found out that they're getting their asses whooped before they get harmed. What kind of suicides are those, John?
Let's hear him talk
because of what the law is saying.
That's a rhetorical question. I'm not done yet. I am saying you're full of shit because you won't even recognize the truth when I present it to you. You went and looked for something to justify your frame of mind instead of listening to
and you're looking for something to justify yours.
And you still haven't even acknowledged the fact that the system that those suicides were put in are in. And if you look at the areas of them, they are homogenously almost in predominantly white areas. Again, something to be suspect about. But to you, the power structure that be is what it's supposed to be, because if it's all white, it's all right. You're full of shit.
Right. Let's hear him, Pope. Right, let's hear him.
Let's I think he was John, did you have a comeback?
Yeah, John was saying something. I want to hear it.
nobody in this chat room is an invalid. If the government said it, if it went to court, or if it was deemed this or that, that's all I have to go off of. Now I can feel how I want to feel about whatever I want to feel about, and you can feel about it however you want to feel about it. But nothing's going to change the fact that if we look at it on the internet, there's no documented cases of white people hanging black people in 2026. Now, you might feel a certain way because it happened in a certain area or certain people are in charge. This is a white run country. I'm sorry. That shit happened 250 years ago and even before that. So you're gonna feel how you feel about it. And it is what it is. I'm not gonna change your mind, and you're not gonna change mine. So we could sit here and argue about it and look silly on the internet, or we could keep it moving.
You look silly because you're proving my point about you being full of shit.
Okay.
Let me do this right here. Let me go with Jason. Jason, did you say you had something to throw out here for us? We're gonna switch gears
I was hoping I'm gonna get out. Yeah, no comment on that. Let me go to okay. 7 said when he was talking about blackness, I wanted to ask 7, who is the arbiter of blackness? Right? Like, and I'm not trying to, we don't have to go real deep. I'm not trying to exclude anybody from the conversation. But when people say that, my ears always perk up, right? And so I'm asking you, when you were talking in your comment last and you were talking about blackness, like who controls that? Like who decides what's black enough without getting into colorism or something like that? Because I'll give you these examples. All my life I've been accused of talking white. Wearing these hats all my life, so I've been accused of acting white because I wear these hats and these boots and riding horses and raising cattle. You see what I'm saying? Who gets to decide that because I have a certain level of success or I got a certain thing going on in my life that's white, and that inherently anything negative has got to be associated with my blackness versus my whiteness, right? Like it's got to be pegged as whiteness.
So 7, that was a question to you.
Right.
So I honestly believe that the people who determine this is definitely the people that are in power, or if you want to call them the government, is these type of people who push these images to our people through TV shows and propaganda that make us believe that certain things are black, just like we've been governed the title African American by Jesse Jackson. Like we're not these titles, but this is what people rarely want to call us, right? And if I refer to our people as something else, people be like, well, I'm black. Or I even have people be like, when you refer to them as black, they be like, I'm not black. What the fuck do people of color want to be called other than people of color and niggas? You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I'm saying. Like, so when you look at these things, right? Let's look at these TV shows that black people quote unquote love. Why don't I see any Jewish people going to any movies about the Holocaust? The only one I've ever seen is Anne Frank. I don't see no motherfucking Jewish people really talking about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But why is it every time a slave movie come out or Color Purple come out, black people got to go see this shit, rave about it, and we got to make sure we show our kids. And this is the type of shit that governs what determines how black people act. Because if you even look at a lot of our cuisine, a lot of that shit's from slavery. Niggas out here eating motherfucking fried chicken and goddamn grits, and nigga, this shit not really what our people was eating beforehand. That's some slavery shit. So look at how we're pushed as negative, right? And like you said, what's positive is seen as white, or whatever proper is seen as white. Whatever is ghetto is seen as black. Even though when you look up the term ghetto, that shit started in Jewish societies. They ain't had shit to do with black people. They had some, like, the term ghetto really means people of the same ethnicity live in the same environment, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like when you really look at the basis of these words and where they come from, a lot of them don't really got nothing to do with black people. So a lot of this stuff is pushed on us through propaganda. So we just go with it. Look at the TV shows. Why all the girls in the black TV shows gotta be ratchet and Bad Girls Club? Why these hoes can't be good girls? Why we ain't got nothing called Good Girls Club and most of them be black? You know
that don't sell, man. That don't make money. They gotta exploit somebody, right? But that's not my opinion, that's not a racial divide. They gonna exploit whoever need to be exploited, regardless of race. I agree with you.
It's a marketing.
Yeah, let me see what seven. I'm sorry. Big Poke got Poke. What's up?
So I actually like that question, Jason. That's a good
Yeah.
conversation piece, the arbiter of blackness. And I think it is the gynocracy that is the arbiter of blackness.
Do you?
And one of the reasons I do think this is because you remember when we had the conversation about the Carltons and the Braxtons and the
Right.
Yeah, I
principal
remember that.
I do.
from Sister, the principal from Sister, like those men are not found first choice deemable by the majority of the gynocracy. And it's most of them would get referred to, as you were saying, as talking white or acting white.
Mhm.
One of the reasons a lot of dudes who are intelligent but still end up in the pen is because their intelligence led them to figure out that, oh, I can't lead with my intelligence. I got to lead with my street to get some draws. This is why you'll have some geniuses in the pen right now, because they wanted to get on that dope game behind chasing tail, because they didn't want to be looked at as he's talking white, he's acting white. And that's why I say it starts with the gynocracy. And men are a part of that too, because men do what they need to do to get after women. And if women do not find you and your three-piece suit and your ability to use words like arbiter or gynocracy, for instance, attractive, then you're going to get left behind on the choosing scale. So that's why I say that is a big part of where the social contract for what blackness is led by the gynocracy.
All right. Any comments? Anybody else? John Prescott. They like fuck that blackness shit.
Oh, that was not,
And that's why I say I wasn't trying to exclude nobody.
There was a lot going on. There was a lot to digest, and I was like, I don't know.
I understand what Poke's talking about.
Okay. All right. Prescott, what were you saying?
No, I was saying there was so much going on. I wasn't sure what you wanted me to respond to, and I wanted to make sure that I was equipped to talk about the talking point. We're in so many different directions. I was not.
Hey, it gets like that sometimes, but you're more than welcome to kind of kick it in reverse sometimes, because we get to go a little bit. You can kick it in reverse and talk up to that point, or you can just start from that point. So it's totally up to you what you want to comment on. I got you after him, Just John. I was just giving him a chance to finish saying. So you can talk about any part of that.
Oh no! Again, like there was so many moving pieces that it was. I didn't want to interject, and I consumed a lot, and I lost a lot. What I think is most important in this conversation piece, at least from me, is that I understand why there's a lot of vitriol towards people who look like me, because guess what? We're kind of the reason why we're in this predicament in this country to begin with. Like that really just is what it is. And it's not the same in every demographic. It's not the same in every state. It's not the examples that are given are more pronounced in other areas because of, like you said, the hue of people and how much they're concentrated in those particular parts of the country. Everybody's story is going to be different. The problem that I have is the intolerance to not hear it. That's where I'm at. But that's kind of like the synopsis of everything that we kind of just were at. But we can get to the next talking point, because I know that we have other topics to get to.
All right, but Just John, you was about to say something a while ago.
Like I said, I was agreeing with what Big Poke said, but I think what Seven had to say with it too, there's a big mixture of that, and it happened in the 60s. So when he's talking about the juicies.
That's a nice one. I'm probably going to pocket that.
Right. That's what's up.
Well, I don't. That one will get them banned. That's why I don't want to say it.
Yeah, but juicies. I think that's a nice euphemism. I'm probably going to pocket that one.
Right.
All yours.
Poke, I'm gonna come to you. with your talking point, I don't think you got one. At least if you did, I didn't mark you down. But let me thank all of our guests out there and all our viewers out there for watching. Hey, I appreciate y'all tapping in the WIZZO Talk. You never know what you're gonna get right here. I mean, this is the barbershop. Shit goes from 0 to 60 real quick. You know, you got to take a little note because we'll be all over the goddamn place. So we start from right here, we end up there, and we just keep it going. But nevertheless, I appreciate each and every one of you out there watching right now. And make sure y'all subscribe to WIZZO Talk. And by all means, hit that notification bell because I post according to my guest availability rather than on a fixed schedule. However, I got a podcast on July the 22nd at 6 p.m. because I just reached 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to have a bunch of guests on. We're going to be talking about past some of our favorite podcasts from the future. I mean the past or whatever. However, I got it written down, but we was on one of the podcasts, and I needed, I think, 3 or 4 more subscribers to reach 1,000, and we hit that. And man, I was excited. I was happy than a punk in the pen. Let me tell you. So with that being said, I'm gonna go to and we're gonna have one on July the 29th, and that one's gonna be fun. Flowers, I'm glad you're watching. Make sure you check your message because we really did enjoy you on the last podcast, and I'm hoping that you will join us when we have the men and the women going on. We didn't pop your cherry, and so we're gonna be glad to have you back on. We really did enjoy you on that show, Two Flowers Boutique. So make sure you tap in and let me know. With that being said, I need to go to Pope and see if he got she laughing at that.
I didn't realize you were using that as a euphemism.
we need to go with Pope because I didn't think I got it with a topic. At least I don't have it marked.
It's all good. I got you. So I'll bring it down a tad notch, and I want you to think about it because it's a question I'm going to ask, and I do want y'all to take your time. Outside of being a woman being physically attractive, of course, like you got to find her attractive, or it's not worth your time. But that's the point. What does make a woman worth your time? And I'm talking about the sincere time, not the I'm done with it after post-nut clarity. I mean, like, what makes a woman worth your time?
And we said outside of physical attraction, right?
Like that. That's the bar. That's the bar. Like that's the bare minimum. Like we have to find her physically attractive, and we're not talking about physically attractive enough for the stroke or post-nut clarity. What I'm asking is what makes that woman worth your time, worth your effort? Like, I'll give you just a small example. I wanted to go last on this, but like I feel like I'm good enough to talk a woman into having an orgasm. And I mean that literally, like speaking on it. But I'm not going to do that for any woman. Like that like there has to be something special about her for me to take that time, because it's a build up to it. And I'm just saying, like, what is it that makes a woman worth your time?
Okay, let me. Okay, Scott, go ahead.
I've been married almost 14 years, and I will tell you why I'm still married to my wife. And it's odd because of how we met. They always tell you, don't meet your wife in a bar, right? That's the conventional wisdom, is don't meet your wife in a bar. I was recently broken up. I told you guys the story the last time I was on about how I went on a date with someone who was 20, and I had y'all rolling about that thing. So I met my wife in the bar. I was recently broken up. What was that?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. And so I was recently broken up. She was recently broken up, and I saw her with her friends, and we started dancing with each other. And as we're dancing, I stopped. I put my hands up like I'm a stripper pole, and I stopped. And then I bent. I did the whole dip thing, brought back up, had a couple drinks, and I married her 4 months later. Okay, so that's the first part. Now we're asking why put that kind of effort. What she puts the same effort into me as I put into her. Like, I think about her all of the time. If I mess something up, I go above and beyond. Whatever I messed up, I know what that threshold is. And I said, I f this up that bad, I need to go over the top to show how much I know I made a mistake. And she does the exact same thing for me. So it is not just the physicality. Like, again, I was using it kind of like a storyline of how we met and how you're not supposed to meet somebody, but we met in an unconventional way, fell in love basically the same day. We were engaged 3 weeks later or 3 months later, got married a year later, and we've been together for 15 and a half years, married for 14. I met her in a bar, and this woman will always go over and above and beyond for me the same way I do for her. So it's not just the physicality. It's not just the fact that my woman is gorgeous and I love her and we have a great son. It's the fact that if she messes something up, she's usually a day or two late to admit when she's wrong. But when she does, she goes and my camera is not on. But there's not a I saw everything going on.
I was gonna let you finish.
Look,
I'm gonna let you finish.
I saw. I know. But guys, honestly, I need you to help me. No, but like, you asked in real time, like, what makes you attracted to somebody? Like, it doesn't matter. We've been together, and what she's going through, and nobody knows what she's going through, and nobody really needs to. But the fact that, man, I'm going to be married and proud of me, man. You guys, like this.
All right, let's see. But Poke, before I go to the next person, you held your hand up. Were you finna say something, or you want? I need to work the rules.
That's the
Oh, okay.
That's the emergency.
That's the sex trafficking help.
Yeah,
You need
That's
help.
what I thought.
That's the emergency signal right there.
I thought you did something before that. Okay, Jason, what's up, Jason?
Oh, you going to me next?
No.
Listen.
Oh,
I got it. I go. If you ain't ready, I go.
I go. I mean, this is what I'm saying.
Radio.
This is what I'm saying. Let me. I'm not going to address P. Scott. I'm not. That's his business. I'm glad. Mazel to y'all. I'm glad y'all have good things going on.
Yeah.
To answer Poke's question, I made a quick, brief list of what's important to me when we remove the physical. And understand that for me in particular, every woman with me understands that my compass rose is what can you provide to my life that I can't pay for. So sex, cooking and cleaning, you see what I'm saying? And that kind of thing, those things it's cheaper. It's less of a hassle to just pay somebody to come in and cook and clean and leave than it is to deal with a relationship. So what can you offer me that's going to make me choose the harder path than if I was to just throw some money at a problem and let it go away, right? And so for me, that is support of me and what I'm doing. That's that I want to be in that woman's line of sight, meaning I want to be important in her life every day. I want her to carve out time to prove to me that I'm important to her every day. I need her to get on my team, not me join her team. I need her to be on my program, not me joining her program. I would like somebody that gives me 100% and I'm giving them 100%, which Prescott did mention in his own relationship. I also am looking for, I agree. I'm also looking for somebody that is seeking to serve me as much as I'm seeking in a manly way, in a masculine way. I'm seeking to serve her. I'm seeking to provide. I'm seeking to protect. I'm seeking to show the type of masculine love and attention that you need in your life. I need a woman or women that is seeking to do the same thing. And I keep saying woman or women because some people know and some people don't. But I'm a polygynous person. I have more than one woman under my roof. So it's multiple relationships under one roof. Everybody knows what's what. And that's how I live my life. So when I'm talking about my relationships, I'm always usually talking about more than one person.
I can dig it.
All right, that's what's up. Just John?
Outside of some of the things the other guy said, she needs to be able to hold a conversation outside of the weather for me. Like, we need to be able to talk about things. And she needs to bring peace to the home. I'm supposed to be the chaos.
Okay. All right. That's it. Okay.
You shaking your head. Go
Jason,
ahead,
you finna-
Jason.
I'm shaking my head, my man, because here's the thing. I won't
on that either.
I won't even allow a woman to tell me that when the conversation like we're having, when a woman gets to describe what she's bringing to my life, I won't even accept the fact if she uses the term that she's bringing peace. Because you know what I'm in before she arrives? Peace. You're not bringing me
Okay,
peace.
you misunderstood what I meant by that. I don't want.
You can maintain the peace that I have,
There
but
you
you
go.
can't bring me peace. I'm already at peace. If I just ignore you, I'm gonna still be in peace. And it's just one of those things. It's like I said when we were talking about the other topic that to me the words matter. And I know that there's a lot of cliches when we start talking about relationships or life or race or anything. It's a lot of cliches that happen. But I'm one of these people who will absolutely police cliches and avoid these cliches being used in reference to me or anything that I'm doing, because to me, again, the words and the detail and the logic that comes behind the words and the detail, it really matters to me. So that's all I'm pointing
allow
out.
me to elaborate.
All right.
Then.
Okay.
When I say bring peace to the home, when I come into the home, I don't want to walk into a series of problems that could have been handled without me.
Right.
I don't need to be Mr. Fix It. I get it. You're a woman. You might have to come cry on my shoulder from time to time. That is what a woman will do. But this is not going to be an everyday occurrence. You got to be able to handle it. And for me, that's peace. That's coming out of a 15-year marriage that I just came out of because of some wild stuff that happened. I'm not going to put that business out in here, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
to me, peace is very important. And I'm sure that looks different to a lot of people, which is why I just left it at peace.
Sure.
But that's probably number one to me. I'm not walking into chaos. That's my job.
Now, he had already said, outside of a piece of pussy, what makes what? Oh, that's the wrong note. My bad. wrong fucking note. Wrong fucking note. Wrong note. Okay, let me go to 7. That was my wrong note, and then I'm gonna say something after 7. Flower's still sticking with us. Goddamn, that's what's up. 7. Go ahead. What you think on what Pokey put out there for us?
I would like to think that sense of self-awareness, accountability on multiple levels, definitely the skills that a woman would bring to the table if she has any, which they should, and whether or not they're good at what the fuck they think they're good at, because women automatically think they're good at whatever. I don't know why the fuck they think that. They think they look good even if they're fat as fuck.
You don't think that men think they're great at everything either when they're not, because I see that all the time.
Yeah.
That's shit. I see it more in women than men, because men will definitely. I've seen men definitely fuck themselves up on some crazy shit, and that's the determining factor that's different for men and women. Because women that say they're good at something and never really prove it, but men, they'll try to prove it and then get fucked up, and then it's like they're gonna bow out gracefully at that point. So that's
actually pretty fair.
I definitely feel
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go tuck these kids in.
Definitely.
All right.
When the gentlemen are talking about a woman bringing peace, I definitely feel that, but I feel where Jason's coming from too. I can have my own peace, but how can you help me maintain that peacefulness? Because from what I've seen in the relationships I've been in, the chaos that comes is women. Women are the chaos purely because they want too much shit. And the shit you give them, they're not truly ever really happy because they want more. They're like children. They're forever satiated. They're like a black hole. You can keep throwing shit in there and it's never going to close, bro. They're not ever going to be happy. Like I've said before, men, we can survive and have a chair, a TV, a computer, and maybe 2 dishes. Men don't need much. Just one pan. We could cook a lot of shit in one pot.
That is how my wife found me.
Hot sets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They need chairs, couches, comforters. They need all kind of crazy shit. Nigga, I can sleep on the floor. The only reason why I've had beds in the past so I can hit some holes, man. That's it, bro.
Okay. I got you, Jason. After he get through it, then I'm gonna go after you, and then we're gonna let Pokey finish up what he's saying. But folks, so I know you gonna close it out, because I know you wanted to go last anyway. Jason, go ahead.
Okay, I got a couple of challenges for him, right?
Oh, I'm sorry,
So
Jason.
no,
Before you go, I'm sorry.
okay, go
Seven,
ahead.
you didn't answer the question, by the way. Just FYI.
He really
You go,
didn't.
Jason.
Okay.
I don't know if you
Now,
even remember
let
the
me
question,
point
but
out with Seven, right? Like the first comment you made that I didn't agree with was that women want more, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like that. Just like, and you are one of the loudest voices in this arena, right? When we talk about what women should or should not be doing for a man, or what a man is expecting or not expecting. Like, you are one of these voices that's very loud in my own personal small community of men, right? And so I would think that you, more than anything, should understand that just like we have different tiers of men, and there's different tiers of women. And so the fact that you telling me women want more, and that's your position, that to me, to Jason, just me, that speaks to the caliber of woman that you're dealing with. You dig what I'm saying? Because you talking about me being in a situation where I'm dealing with women who by every account can financially afford to do whatever it is they want to do in life. They don't need my money. I'm sure that they like it. They don't need it, right? And they are able to move about the cabin, be in the world without a man to financially foot the bill. They've chosen to couple their lives to me. They've chosen to say, here's my money, and I'm depending on you for provision. And I, in turn, have accepted this responsibility, this charge of taking care of these women. These women don't ask for more from me. Now, they will let me know, hey, you kind of lacking in hanging out with me or taking me on a date department. Right. So in the next couple of weeks, can we get a date in there? I know you've been busy, this type of thing. Right. So I understand that portion of it, but there are different tiers of women where there are women that are never satisfied, and they don't even make it through my door because they're never satisfied, because I already sussed that out before they even decide they want anything to do with me, right? But there are other women who 100%, if the provision and the things that they want from a man, because the thing is this, compatibility means we agree on the same things as far as our goals. My man Prescott was talking about how great his marriage is, and I'm congratulating that, right? What that tells me is that if he's being for real, because we're only hearing one side of it, and I'm not saying he's lying to us, but we're only hearing one side of it, right? And the way I live my life, everybody's a suspect, and my man been doing the sex trafficking symbol all day. But what I'm saying is that if he is correct and that his marriage is as happy as it is for her as it is for him, that tells me, a third party, non-invested individual, that they are compatible. And there's a big difference between that compatibility and the chemistry that two people will have just from hanging out. And so we've spoken about that last week or the week before. I don't remember when the women were on. But anyway, what I'm saying is they both have answered the question. And according to him, it took less than a month for them to answer the question to themselves of what answer did marriage ask for of them. What the question mark was marriage, and what's it going to solve in his life? He found that in a woman. And the answer that she had, what is marrying this man going to do for my life? She found that answer in him. And so together they are compatible. That means that whatever the final result of what they want out of marriage is, they're getting it and they're achieving it. They have the same focus. Because like I used the example last week, if a woman wants traveling out of life and I want peace and calmness and staying at home out of life, it don't matter how much we laugh and have a good time. We're not compatible. We don't want the same things. So we're doomed. We're absolutely doomed. And so I wanted to point that out, number one. Number two, you was talking about what the woman wants from you. Women are biologically programmed to seek out provision. So she wants provision from you, whatever that looks like. Now, are you able to give what she's requesting? There's women that I see all the time, whether it's in real life or on the internet or wherever, that I look at the situation and say, she's too expensive for me. I know what I'm willing to give. When I see you and you got on $300 worth of makeup, $300 worth of wig, and $200 worth of nails, and you probably want those maintained monthly, I don't care how much I make. I'm not willing to pay that for you. because you're too expensive for me. But if I see you and you look nice and you got more of a natural look, you got maybe some, I don't know what it's all called, but you got on a low level of makeup and you're not, you don't have on a Louis Vuitton purse and all this, you got all, then I'm willing to do those things for you. I'm willing to maintain you, and you are within my purview of what financially what I want to give, if I can get what I want out of you. So we have to be on the same page. And I'm just saying, some of the things you complained about in the back of my head struck as, that's just a woman seeking provision.
Right. And I give her some positions. No, anyway. So, Seven, I don't know if you want to comment. Did you want to comment before I say something, Seven?
I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah, those are not no complaints. Those are just realizations I've come to in life. I don't but I agree with everything you said, but I still stand firm on what I said, because women are never truly satisfied. Even when you just said you can doing all this shit and motherfuckers be like, I want more time. How the fuck can you want more time, but you want to be taken care of properly, and you still want me to be able to work and provide, but you need more time?
But that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said they'll let me know when I'm lacking in the amount of time that we've agreed upon that I'm going to give them.
Okay.
That's
all right. We're good.
That's the same thing to me, man.
No, that's different. Because if they want more time, if the agreed upon thing is, you know what, once a week, me and you going to go sit down, just the two of us, and we're going to have a dinner together, regardless of how long that takes. We're going to do it once a week. If 6 weeks goes by and somebody says to me, hey, we supposed to go out every week, and I know you've been busy, but it's been 6 weeks. That's telling me that I'm lacking in what I agreed to do. That's not saying you want more. Now, if I'm doing it every week and you say, I think we need to go 2 times a week, now you're asking for more. And I don't have that issue. I'm not saying that it's not an issue for some men. I'm saying I don't have that issue. When they come to me and say, you've dropped the ball here or there, it's legit when I examine myself and say, you know what, you're right. I've had this going on and I let that slip. And I get back on it. That's different than asking for more.
It's not contractual, but it is verbal agreement.
Absolutely.
So, I heard all that, and so let me just say this: y'all know I'll be fucking around throwing some little shots off in there and stuff like that. Hey, I appreciate the comments in the chat. You guys, everybody can see the chats, and so y'all can comment on them if you so like. Outside her physical attraction, what makes her worth my time? For me, I'm gonna say I agree with almost a lot of the things that some of you guys been saying. I didn't write them down to remember all of them, but starting out, I want to say at what time. I mean, in my teens, I'm not thinking about none of that shit. I'm just fucking, maybe at what age, maybe at 30 that started to realize and started to set in, maybe at 40 for some people. I really don't know. But later on, after I get to going, well, let me say this first. When Scott was talking about he met his lady at the bar. Well, I met mine at the bar. I was out swing dancing because they know I swing dance, whatever. She asked me to dance. I like, shit, do you dance? She said, no, whatever. 13 years later, we still together. But a lot of right off, well, I will say that she told me, Poke, I think you remember me saying, usually every time somebody's on here, we always get a little personal stories. Somebody might share a little personal something, but we know where to cut it off at. But she told me when I was with her, she was telling me, I was telling her, I ain't got no goddamn money. I'm broke. I ain't got this. I ain't got that. I said, well, shit, you should have appreciated that because I'm letting you know what type of motherfucker I am, that I ain't got shit. So don't ask me for shit. That was kind of my little thought process right there. But so, I mean, later on, I get to thinking, about the conversation, about her having my back and all these things like that we was talked about. But right off the rip, I mean, honestly, none of that never crossed my mind. It's just like when we was talking about the last time about the divorce rule or law or something like that. And I was just saying that, at a young age, when they get married, maybe in their 20s and 30s or something like that, they're not even thinking about the law. They just get married or some shit like that. So to answer the question or whatever, I'm trying to answer it outside her body, what makes her worth my time. And honestly, I just don't fucking know until we just get to communicating and we get to talking. And then, so that made me worth our time right there when we put a little conversation in. Yeah. He might be watching. I don't know if she's watching or not. If she is watching, she's gonna be mad at the motherfucker about my answer. If she watching, that's the best you can answer that. That's the best you can say. I'm like, look, on this podcast, this is WIZZO. What you got is Paul.
I
So
swear to God,
I'm
the
just
next time
saying.
I'm on here, you guys are just gonna have this as like a GIF in the corners. The entire
But to say some of that though, I hear a lot of things you guys are saying, and a lot of it's making sense. But I'm just saying, as far as me, and everybody's different. But starting out, you know, some of that shit I ain't think about. It depends on what age and what time. Some of it I was just fucking, and then later on, it some of that started coming up later off into it. But right off the rip, it didn't. But that's my point on it. Let Pope go on and put some icing on it and some syrup and jelly on the peanut butter. What's up, Pope?
Oh, I definitely like your answers. I wish Seven had actually answered the question though. Like he didn't. He did not say what was worth his time. And I know. And I love listening to Seven. Even as bombastic as he can be, it's always a good listen. It's always a good listen. You're gonna get a joke out of there. You're gonna get a laugh out of there, or something. But to bring it back to what I was saying about what makes it worth my time, because I do feel like my time is valuable. Like that's one of the things why I brought it up. Like just to get some details out there. Like I don't know if some men value their time, like especially when you're younger, like how you were talking about Wizzo. Like when you're that hound on the hunt, like your time is just to pursue to get to GTD. Like and I can dig that, but as you get those notches in your belt, whatever you want to say it is, like all of a sudden you start to value your time. So to me, when it comes to being able to recognize a woman that would be worth my time, one of the key factors is being able to eyeball whether or not she's made bad decisions. And one of those things that just, and this is personal for me for sure, is tattoos. Like if you have a lot of tattoos, and a lot of tattoos that could be more than one, basically for me. Like you can get away with the old school tramp stamp. Like I will not immediately dismiss you with the tramp stamp. But if you got a sleeve of any kind, leg, arm, neck, face, it done. Immediately dismissed. In lots of piercings, that's another one that'll make me dismiss you. Like especially a septum ring. Like oh Lord, I don't know why that bull ring is so popular nowadays, but immediate dismissal. I am Cat
I got you,
Williams.
John.
I am Cat Williams on Friday. Bitch, you are dismissed. Yeah, for real. Okay. Yeah, seriously. Like so that's like the first thing is being able to eyeball test whether or not you've made bad decisions. Another thing, like especially when it comes to the personal time, is can I smell you? Like, hey, because I like a woman to smell like a woman. Like
We
I
talked
grew
about
up
that.
I grew up with that the 90 to nothing. Like especially the church ladies and stuff like that. I still to this day remember white diamonds. Like if I smell white diamonds, I know immediately that it's white diamonds, and it automatically puts me in church. But I'm just saying, like I remember that smell, and it's things like that that will automatically, like, I'm willing to put some effort in when I know I can smell you, and we're talking about the good sin. Let me make that clear. I ain't
Okay,
talking about
yeah,
no,
good, because I was about to say
yeah,
something.
I know you was. That's why I went on jumped on it. I ain't talking about no dirty pussy.
Who brought
We
the
ain't
Oh
talking
pussy?
about
boy.
no.
Oh boy.
We're not talking about no dirty
Okay,
pussy. I'm talking about the scent of a lady. Like that. That's one of the
yeah,
things that
yeah,
I'm like, you have my attention, and I'm willing to
yeah,
put some effort in when it comes to things like that. Another
yeah.
thing
You talked about that before, yeah.
is how they dress. That's something else that is a big factor to me. Like the lustful part of me, I can admit that I can look and lust, but I can stay in control 100%. But it also puts me, it has me put you in that frame of mind of you're fun for the group. You're useful to the community. Like that's what will happen with that. If I see you out and about, like it was a terrible example. But there was a woman who went to court in a halter top and leggings. And she was fine. You know, she was fine. But immediately, that is a bad decision-making person. So you have now been categorized at best as useful for the group.
Right.
Now, it's those types of things that would lead, because to me the question was about leading into what's going to be worth putting real effort in to deal with that woman, and those are the things that I'm describing. Now, when we're talking about inside a relationship, one thing Jason said, it is compatibility. Like, can I be on my bike all day without, at best, you getting at best I just get a text message, hey, I'm thinking about you, hope you're safe. You know what I mean? Because when I'm riding, I'm riding. Like I particularly enjoy my ride. It's one of the things I love to do. I don't need you interrupting that time in some negative fashion. Like but if you okay with me riding that, and I can trust that you are going to be doing something, I ain't gonna say wholesome, but non-negative, and I can come back to you and give you my all, that's a W for me. That's the kind of thing I want to spend that I'll put effort into. Because now when I come back from my bike, now I'm finna ride you. You know, you dig what I'm saying? You dig what I'm like, yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna put that work in.
That check was
right. That's what's up. So let's let me I need to go to John next, and then we're gonna go to Jason. But I will say this, Pope. My time is valuable, and you guys have heard me talk about swing dancing and stuff like that before. They know I don't like to be late. My kids know, I'm gonna get there. If anything, I'm gonna get there fucking early. My time is valuable, and don't waste my fucking time. Whoever don't log on to the podcast at such and such time, I'm not gonna log in. I'm not gonna start the podcast late, waiting on somebody. I'm gonna start it. They either jump on or whatnot. But my time is very, very valuable.
I appreciate you saying that to me the other day, because I even said, like, give me a reminder. Like, no, my time's too valuable. Yeah. I'm not gonna remind you. Be here or don't. Like, I really
put it on
saying that, man.
Yeah. Put it on your calendar, whatever. Because sometimes, man, it's just really hard to do that. Let's go on. Let's see what. I ain't gonna hold you guys much long, but let me see what John got.
I didn't want to interrupt Big Poke talking Jason some lovely female listener to an orgasm, but I think what you were trying to refer to is the.
I swear to God, Jason is James Earl Jones. I don't know how the hell he does it.
What you were talking about with, like, the tattoos and the facial piercings and all that shit, that's the law of nature. If you look at nature as a whole, animals that are bright, they stand out, they rattle like the snake Jason killed a couple weeks ago, that means danger.
He's wearing it.
They're just showing you, they're through the laws of nature, that it's danger. They got purple fucking hair. Nope. You know what I'm saying? They got full body sleeves or tattoos where you could see them outside of. I'm not as firm in tattoos as you, but I understand what you mean. Like, if I could see them outside of normal clothing, then I'm not with you. So it's just the laws of nature, man. They're bright and shiny and noisy. It's probably dangerous.
I like it.
Okay. All right, Scott, go ahead. Then I need to see what Jason got.
So I do have a question then, because if that's a red flag for women, what is that for dudes in the workplace?
Here he go.
No. Hold on. I have tattoos. But what I'm saying is that, like, if we're gonna do that, let's just say men having tattoos in the workplace.
I got you next, Jason.
Where we draw the line where it's okay and it's not.
Okay.
We can listen, P, for real. Listen, we cannot do that. You keep saying shit like men and women are equal, and we are not. It is, I'm even gonna give you this. It's not fair, but we're not equal. We're not the same. We don't trade as men, as penis owners. We don't trade in the good look trade. It's a plus to your spouse. It is a plus to any woman that chooses any one of the six of us if they consider us a good looking man. That's a plus, but that's not what most of them are trading on. What they're trading on is our ability. What they're trading on is our ability to perform for them as a man, the type of man that they want, whatever that is. I'm not even going to give it to them. Whatever that is, women are trading, which is why transition, but which is why it is so much more egregious to me when a woman cheats than when a man cheats, because men are looking at women, which is why he gave us that caveat of removing the physical. Even though all of his were physical, I'm not going there. What I'm saying is he gave us that caveat of removing the physical and then saying, what can a woman bring to you? Because that's where women trade. We as men do not trade there. If I got a fucking goiter coming out of my neck, but I make $500,000 a year, I guarantee you I'm gonna look like Big Ed off 90 Day Fiance. And I'm gonna have a bunch of chicks running around in my life because we don't trade on our looks. Women trade on their looks.
No, boy, it's like the tattoo thing is where I'm like, where is it okay for like men can have them exposed for like the work environment is what I'm talking about. It's okay for men to have them exposed, but women can't. Like
it first of all, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but he didn't say that there was a problem like you're saying at work or whatever for a woman having an exposed tattoo. He said in his decision-making process, he is striking women who have tattoos. He doesn't like it. What I'm saying is women in general are not walking around here looking at men like me. I have tattoos. Women are not looking at me in a sleeveless shirt going, oh, he got tattoos, I don't want to deal with him. There are some, of course, anecdotal that'll say that. But in general, that's not how we're judged. They're going to judge the fact that he's a muscular guy throwing that fucking bale of hay and he's sexy and it looks like he's making some money because that truck over there is his or that horse over there is his and it looks like it costs some money. So I like him. Because we don't trade in looks the way that women do versus, which is why we've had this conversation before, but which is why I can go through a drive-through at Burger King or McDonald's and say, I like that woman and I'm going to make her my wife and I'm going to bring her out of whatever her situation is financially now and bring her into my world where we don't grocery shop, we order groceries. We don't go, to pick up food, we have it delivered. We don't fly economy, we fly first class. You see what I'm saying? I don't want anything from her financially versus the flip being the same, and she knows that too. So I can have a tattoo on my forehead and it not bother her in general versus her having something physically on her or about her that I'm like, I can't take her to my board meeting, my dinner party for a board meeting, and this is what she got going on is a neck tattoo.
You gotta let him finish. You gotta let him finish, Scott. You gotta let him finish.
You can go to your board meeting with a tattoo on your forehead, but not bring her to
Absolutely. I've done it. Understand this, and that's what I wanted to get to before I
hold up, Scott. Hold up, Scott. You gotta Scott. You gotta let him
before
finish.
I engage with you, right? Before I engage with you, a part of what I wanted to address about what was already said was the fact that, like with Pokey's standards, when he's talking about septum rings and he's talking about tattoos, and I wanted to point out that as a person who is again polygynous, right? There's one me and there's multiple women. I now don't rule out women necessarily anymore because of a septum ring or specific tattoos that I don't like, because they aren't the ones that are going to show up to me with me in a boardroom. I'm not 25 anymore trying to make a name for myself. You see what I'm saying? I've achieved a certain level of success at a 46, almost 47-year-old man that I no longer have to say, I can't take her to this dinner party. So if you're one of three or one of two, and I have one that I can take to a dinner party, then I'm not ruling you out. You just won't be the one going to the dinner party. You see what I'm saying? So there is a point of view that he didn't account for that I wanted to bring out, and that's just for myself. But it took me, me and you having this exchange because that's a whole different thing.
Right. Yeah, I need to hear what Seven, y'all. I ain't got to get to Seven in a minute, so I need to see if Seven got something on anything that's being said. And before he does, I will say this, that I've seen, when I go to the gym in the morning, I see a lot of ladies covered in tattoos. But before I see the tattoos, I see their ass. Then I see their pussy. And then I'll be like, then I see the tattoos, and then I'm like, Well, I might still fuck her.
You ever been to an all
I just
women's
might cut the
gym?
light off. But
You ever been to an all women's gym?
no,
Bro,
I ain't never.
they
I
were
didn't
in
know they
there
even had
wearing
them.
I've been sick for 19 days sweatsuits. They don't show no ass, they don't show no breasts, they
Yeah.
don't show nothing.
Yeah.
But when they get at a gym
Yeah.
with men where they not doing it for the men, it's doing it for my own empowerment, that's how they want to wear the
Yeah.
tights and have their titties and booty out.
Oh,
If you go
that
to the
shit like
all
that.
women's
Great
gym or look through the window,
Uh,
you will see real quick they don't do that when it's
Right.
just women there.
They sure be like that. Seven, what's up, Seven? You've been kind of quiet. I got to get over there to you. We're gonna be a little bit more, few more minutes before we get out of here. What's up, Seven?
I would just like to add that the doing it for women empowerment, that only means that women is trying to see how many men they can attract, because that's truly women empowerment. Just like a lot of men find their empowerment.
That's what you're doing is trying to attract the most women.
But we gotta. Hey Scott, we gotta let him finish. But I'm coming to you next. But I know you might forget, but you gotta let him finish. So I know you want to say something, but he gotta finish his point. Go ahead, Seven, and Scott next.
Just like a lot of men find a lot of empowerment in how many women they can get. Now, it may not be you guys, but this is a societal thing. Men, they sit and brag about how many women they can get. I'm pretty sure women sit and brag about how many men's attention they can acquire as well. I'm not saying this is everybody, but this is a majority of people. This is what they do. Now, I do want to add to my man Jason. I really admire the way you really said to us that we could all quite possibly be ugly as fuck, because it really don't matter. But to add to that, I would like to say that I don't think a lot of people really contemplate the fact that most of us are mistakes. Motherfuckers was just trying to get a nut. We happened. A lot of motherfuckers not planned. This shit is crazy when we really think about it and put it in perspective. And it's just beautiful that he said that, because women really don't really be looking for the most attractive men. Yeah. I've seen some ugly men pull some bad bitches. And to be honest with you, the men had more value than the women did, because the women really weren't good people, honestly. Women out here, they could be a solid fucking 2 and be dressed like they fucking fine as hell. I've seen some fat hoes dressing in little things, and niggas be in a fucking comment section like, damn, baby girl, you're a princess. And then a lot of these women, they like to contribute the fact that men want to fuck to how attractive they are. That's not the case, because I've seen some niggas fuck some ugly women. You know what I'm saying? So women really have to stop doing it. Just because niggas want to fuck don't mean you look good. I know a cross-eyed bitch I was trying to hit. She was like I was slow. I'm telling her, bitch, just because a nigga want to hit, nigga, this could be they down season. Motherfuckers just trying to get what they get. So it's like a lot of people don't know how to put things in perspective for real and see things for what they're worth. Because if you really pay attention to it, the only validation women is really getting when they dress like that in the gym is men's attention. So when you look at that, you can see how men and women both see validation in the attention of each other. That's all I was putting out there.
All right, and Scott, I'm gonna come to you, but I will say this, Seven. I know when I worked in Iraq as a contractor, some of the guys used to say there's Iraqi pussy and there's stateside pussy, meaning that if they was back in the States, they wouldn't even fuck them. But since they over there and working in Iraq, then it is what it is.
Twos
but
become
let me come to
tens real
Scott, y'all.
quick.
Yeah. Let me come to Scott. Okay, Scott, I hope you didn't forget what you was gonna say.
Well, no, I had one more question for the group, but no, I do find it funny that we like hold this. I already know where this is going, so I'm going to stop because I know that this is coming up next. I know this is coming up next, so I'll just go and stop with that. But I do have a legitimate question for y'all. Oh, actually, go ahead. Jason, you looked like you had something to say.
No. I'm listening to you, brother. Go ahead.
Oh no!
Okay. I had looked off.
I had to do my own self-editing and say, you know what? I think I've done enough things that have made me feel like I'm way lower on the alpha scale already. So I will stop with that. But I do have to ask you guys now. Jason has something to say.
He writing it down on your ass.
No, I had, like I said, I had 3 questions going into this thing that I want to ask. I know we got to get out of here soon, but like a legitimate thing. I wanted to bring some more closure and happiness and cohesion this here. It doesn't have to be the best song you've ever heard, but when you hear the first word or the first drop of the instrumental, what is your favorite song of all time?
That's cold. I like that. I'll go first. Kool and the
Okay, go
Gang,
ahead.
Summer Madness.
I like that.
Okay. Anybody else favorite song
Yeah,
of all time?
what brings back a memory, like a core memory, like of your child? Because I have a couple, but like, just it's not the best song ever, but just something like the moment that you hear, you go, "Oh my God, this makes me feel good inside."
Yeah. What? I'll go ahead, Jason.
I was gonna say Dire Straits, You and Your Friends.
Okay. And I'm gonna say I am fucking bad with music, so I can't tell you what might. If I hear it, then I'll be like, oh man, I like that motherfucker right there. Like if someone was to jump off right now while we playing, it'll make me relate. But to pop off right now, I am terrible with music. Who sings what's what by, So I really can't say it. And having a favorite song, I'm gonna come. I got you next, John. And as far as having my favorite one. I mean, I got some now and I got some old ones, but I don't know what the fuck they are right now. I got one that I said I'm gonna sing. Me and my girl go to karaoke and we watch and listen, and she always want me to do it. I say I'm not gonna do it, but I hear this one song and I say, I visualized it. I'm gonna sing that motherfucker to her, and she gonna be off in that chair, and I'm gonna sing it and shit like that. And guess what? I can't tell you the name of that damn song right now, but when I hear it on the radio, and one day I'm gonna do it. I'm telling you, I ain't never did fucking karaoke.
It's Lovers and Friends, isn't it? It's Lovers and Friends.
No, that ain't it. It's I don't know.
The Usher song.
I'm gonna try to John, what you got?
I like The Way You Move by Earth, Wind, and Fire, especially the version where they got Kenny G on it with them.
Yeah,
not bad.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
I know that song, but I didn't know Kenny G was on
there. Well, he did it later. They did like a collab with him.
This guy.
EIN by Heat Wave. Is that Boogie Nights by Heat Wave? I'm sorry, it was a comment. I just wanted to make sure that it was we're talking about the same one.
Yeah, Chocolate Buddha put that up there, Boogie Nights. Yeah. I don't even know who that by. I know that song, but I don't know who in the fuck it's
by. Heat Wave.
It's by Heat Wave.
Heat Wave. Okay. 7. What's your favorite song?
I think my favorite song when that beat drop is "Gangster Bop" by Akon.
Who?
Akon.
Oh, okay.
Akon, but I trying to take it easy.
There you go.
Okay, I've heard that. I didn't know who's saying it. I'm bad with that shit. Chocolate Buddha said yes, so I guess that is who that's by that right there. Okay. Well, I like that.
I want to get back on this real quick because I definitely got to address two things.
Okay.
I'll start with Jason, then I'll be gentle. Peace, God, I promise. All right. Jason, you said that it seemed like I was talking about physical things, but what I was saying is that I can look and see bad decision making, and that it is physically you've made. When I was talking about the tattoos, the multiple piercings and things like that, quote unquote, technically they are physical, but those are decisions that you made. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. I agree with your point that those speak to the decisions that a woman's made, but I was definitely pointing it out because when you asked the question and you said non-physical, I intentionally strayed away from things like that because I thought you were asking about the internal. And then when you responded and you said these physical things is why I was pointing it out. Not that they were wrong. Yeah.
And it's those choices, because I'm looking at it as choices, because even as you stated, a woman can have a septum ring. I've seen a beautiful woman with a septum ring. I've seen a woman find his frog hair split 3 ways before with tattoos everywhere. But that again, like the choice that she has made to do that to her body, because that's what I'm talking about, the choices that are associated with looking at those things. Like beautiful, yes. Fine, yes. I have seen it. But if you decided that piercing your nose, and I know you're going to catch a cold every once in a while, you made a bad decision. You're gonna get the flu every once in a while, and you've got 4 extra holes in your nose. Okay.
No, I'm
You
not.
ain't gonna-
Again, I'm not trying to defend it. I'm just. I
Yeah.
wanted to point out my point of view, but B, I also wanted to point out because I'm one of the. You know, we've been around. I'm one of these. When you give instructions for the question, I try to stick to the instructions for the question. You said non-physical, so I didn't bring up the fact that I don't want you to have Charles tattooed across your bicep, right? Because that was physical. So that's what I was pointing out.
Right. Okay.
Super technical.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm over logical.
No, I love it. I love it. Now, P. Scott, I did not quite understand what you were trying to convey when you were asking about men and tattoos at work. I don't want to assume, but it made me think that you were assuming that there's some director of a board that's got the Mike Tyson tattoo on his face, and he's the director of a board. Like I have never seen that outside of a comedy movie.
No, but one of y'all made the comment about having like tattoos on your face and it's okay as a guy, and I feel like there was some like that's not
Women.
Huh?
Go ahead.
It's like when I guess it depends on where you're trying to land on the corporate ladder, right? Like if you're just trying to be a greeter at a convenience store, they may not care, right? But depending on where you want to go in life, where tattoos are one thing, being exposed are another. And it's not even just, it has nothing to do with gender or skin color, but it does have to do with location, right? Like, because I work in the car business. Now, we have to largely cover up our tattoos because I have a couple, but I don't have them as a manager. I have to make sure that mine are covered at all times. Same thing like with women, like it feels like because they largely have more skin exposed, right? As dudes, we have long dress shirts. That's usually the appropriate dress attire for a work environment. Women usually have either dresses or some kind of short sleeved shirt, something like that. And could it hinder the upper mobility? Maybe. I'm not trying to classify this as it's a 100% specific, but it does feel like location of the tattoo matters more than who has it. I guess that was my biggest thing, was that I felt like there was a juxtaposition of men versus women having tattoos and it being okay versus not. And for me, it was just more of like what the location is and the exposure to the people that are going to consume you as a person who is supposed to be in charge. They look at you a certain way if your tattoos are exposed. It has nothing to do with who you are. It just matters about where they are located. And there is a certain level of you expect a level of professionalism, which now I cannot conduct because it's on my ring cam.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so like it is about the environment. If we're going to bring it back to work, like it wasn't initially about work. This is about how I look at poor choices for someone who I would put time and effort into. Now, like for instance, like you've seen on the NBA, like Birdman, like that dude is tattooed from head to toe. If you know who Birdman is, like from head to toe, dude is tattooed. But in his prime, you're gonna want him as a dog on your team. But we're talking about basketball. Now, he couldn't make it as a greeter at Walmart looking like that though. All right, I'm talking about it. Shoe fly shoe. He wouldn't be able to make it as a greeter at Walmart looking like that. But in the right environment, it's fine. But you couldn't be. And I'm not. I hate using his name, but like the dude who Jared, who used to do the having a walk at Subway. Birdman couldn't do Jared's job. He couldn't be on the commercial. They're telling you to walk and eat sandwiches. Nobody would listen to him because they would think he was doing meth sandwiches. So it's in particular, I understand what you're saying when it comes to the environment about tattoos, because I'm pretty sure, because I have a few tattoos myself, but very easily able to cover them up. Like, and if you don't, and if I don't ever tell you, more than likely you would never know that I have tattoos. That's the thing about it. But
Well, that
when
was kind
I
of my
was,
point indirectly, though.
Yeah.
but when I was referencing tattoos as choices being made, I am speaking in what I am specifically leaning towards femininity. And if we involve history in it at all, there's only a couple of tribes where women get tattoos. That was not something, especially in the American lexicon of things, where tattoos were blatantly obvious and used on a regular basis. That's kind of the whole women trying to take masculine energy and make it their own type thing, especially when we're talking about sleeves.
That just kind of feels like an
Right.
overreach to me, though. Like,
Let me
isn't that's an expression of your artistic, like what you want. Like your body is
Yeah,
your
that's that
temple. Like,
feminist trope you're talking about right now. Go take it back 60 years. All I need you to do is just take it back 60 years and show me a woman talking about her artistic expression and she's got a sleeve on.
you want to go back more than 60
Mic
years
drop.
for other things?
So-
Because that's this is crazy. Like, so women aren't allowed to have tattoos.
Nobody said that.
me,
We're
that's
just talking about
crazy.
personal choices. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Didn't nobody say that.
No, but what you're doing is, it sounds like you're frowning upon the fact that they're able to do it or have
Who's
it.
frowning? Who's frowning on it?
It sounds like you are. Is what it
No,
sounds.
if we're talking about relationships and what you want, then yes, Poke is saying I'm frowning on that for relationships. I'm not frowning on it for a personal choice. You can do whatever you want to as long as it's legal. I don't have to like it though, and you can't. And I don't have to speak in rosy terms about it when it comes to what I myself enjoy or don't enjoy.
Right. Okay, so let's do this right quick, y'all. I got to get to I got you 7, but I got John, Jason, and 7. So let's get some comments on that right there. So John, Jason, and then 7.
I don't think you're understanding where he's coming from. He's not saying tattoos are bad and that you can't climb any particular ladder with tattoos. What he's saying is, in his personal preference, when he's out there looking for a woman, he sees tattoos or nose piercings or purple hair or whatever he feels is a bad decision. He's saying that he can look at your physical being and say, that person doesn't make good decisions.
But that's
I
a
don't need to
hypocrisy
talk to
because
them.
he has multiple tattoos as well. Is my
It doesn't matter. It
Okay.
doesn't matter what
So-
he has. He's telling you about his personal, what he uses in his brain to cycle through people as he sees them throughout the day, on who he should and shouldn't interact with, on who he should maybe try and court, or whatever interactions that he's going to have with a woman. He's saying by looking at their appearance, he's judging them based on his personal experiences and how he feels that these things are no-go zones for him. It's got you're digging too deep into what he's trying to tell you.
Well, that seems pretty
Right.
feminine.
Okay, hold up, Scott. I got the order going on. I know you ready to go in right
All
then.
right, get your
But I'm
pen
gonna have
out.
to ask you to take a note because I got the order already set, and that's Jason 7, and then we coming to you. So we got to try to keep it. I know you ready to go and jump in because it's fresh on your mind, but you can always kick it in reverse and get to him. So let's go to Jason, and then we got 7, and then we'll come to Scott.
So a couple of things I wanted to point out. I agree with John. I understand what Poke is saying. And I'm again addressing at this point, I'm addressing Prescott when I'm saying that he is saying, I respect you and a lot of the women that you represent. But what I'm saying is that this man's preference, or any man's or woman's preference for that matter, shouldn't be held against them like it's something negative, except I do have a contention to that, and I will point it out. So what I'm saying is that if a man or a woman says, I don't want a person with tattoos, and they have tattoos, So what? That's still their preference. It's no different than a man or woman who has a child or two and says, I don't choose and won't choose a spouse who already has kids that are from me. That's a preference. It doesn't mean that because they have children that they are unable or should be restricted in their ability to have the preference of wanting to. Does it make it harder? Absolutely. Is it going to be different? Sure. But they can have that preference. The only place that I personally push back is if a Black woman says to me, I only date these men of a different race and none of the races are Black. I got a problem with that. If a white woman says to me, I only date, and usually they think it's flattering to say, I only date Black guys, I don't ever date any white guys. I need you to remove yourself from my life, you raggedy bitch, because you don't even love yourself. So I do push back when it's a situation where a person doesn't love themselves when it comes to race or culture. If you have a Christian woman who says, I only date Muslim men, get away from me. You have a problem. You need counseling. You need therapy. If a man says, oh, I'm bisexual, but I don't want a woman who's bisexual, get away from me. So there's ways and times that I personally, in my opinion, feel that I should push back against that. But just because a person has tattoos and says, I don't want a person with tattoos, or a person says, I have children, but I don't want a person with children, I don't push back on that. That's just preference. And a large part of the, listen, gynocracy has gone out of their way to shame us as humans and citizens of this country and of this world for having preferences. You can have whatever if he gets a septum ring tonight and says on a podcast tomorrow that he doesn't want to date a woman with a septum ring, so what? It's his preference. And I want to also state, while it's still my turn to speak, I wrote down when you said, maybe I'm not the example of alpha male. I want to point out, and this is not a dig at you, but I do want to point out.
I will probably accept it willingly.
No.
Okay.
I want to point out that a lot of people overlook or don't understand the scientific nature of what happens when any man, yourself included, when we walk into a room and there's other men. Right? Like we all going to start measuring dicks. We're going to start saying, hey, who's the alpha male here? Am I one of them? Can I take who everybody thinks is the alpha male? This is how we live our lives. It's also, in my opinion, not a bad thing or a negative thing when a man comes into a room, understands or makes the declaration that he's not the alpha male and says, I'm going to stay in my lane over here at the bar and I'm going to talk to a couple of these chicks. I'm not going to work the room like that guy because that guy is clearly the alpha male in this room in particular today. Right? There's not an issue with that. But so that's a part of it. That's just how life goes. I mean, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. All right. So what we got right now, we're going to hit 7 and then I'm going to come to Scott. But I want to address Mark right now. Mark, I've invited you on several times. I see you say you work 6
Mark's
days
a
week.
dirtbag.
I'm not sure what time you work. I am booked up for the rest of this month, but hit me up at Paul WIZZO, send me a message. And we'll try to work out a time. I will schedule something special for you because I can do that.
WIZZO.
So we will schedule a special barbershop talk just for you, Mark. Just let me know right quick before I go to 7 Poke. What you say?
Man, you've got to give me the invite if that sucker makes it on, man.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so
if he's scared, like he talk to you and what's the name, be like, I just want to come on by myself. You better send me a smoke signal.
No, he ain't coming by himself.
I'm just saying because I'm Mark. I'm gonna be all over you like a hobo on a ham sandwich.
Damn, Mark has been in the comments for a long time, so we gonna get him. So right now, let's hear from 7, and then we're gonna hear what Scott got to say, and then we're gonna try to get ready to get out of here. But the conversation going, we might not make it. So 7, go ahead.
I think that what everybody's describing is the fact that all your decisions come with consequences. And the fact that certain women choose to get tattoos in certain places just makes them disqualified to talk to certain men who don't want them. Same thing when it comes to certain men. Women don't want certain type of men. May it be they don't make the certain type of money they want, or they're not as tall as they want them to be, or whatever. Women have a lot of discrepancies. Men don't have as many because men understand how women can be sometimes. So the thing is, why do everybody really feel like they could do whatever the fuck they want and they still be accepted? That's crazy because that's the type of society we live in now. People feel like they could just do whatever and nothing's gonna happen. Like, what the fuck? If I'm talking to somebody outside and the motherfucker walk up to me like they got a problem, they pull out a gun and start waving it, I'm gonna shoot the shit out of you, even if you don't pull the trigger first. Cause I don't know what the fuck you're about to do. You pulled that gun out, so now that action you took comes with a consequence. That's the same thing with anything in our society that we're dealing with. It may not end up with you dying, but all these actions come with consequences, whether you ask for them or not, because you don't really know what the consequences of any of your actions are gonna really be. That's determined up to the people that's gonna fucking decide what those consequences need to be. But people need to understand that these actions that you're providing society, a lot of people are gonna do some crazy shit. You don't know what people are capable of. That's the same thing when it comes to being attractive, right? Who knows what the fuck you're gonna attract? You don't know what you're gonna attract. It's just like when you go outside and you're in a car, nigga. You don't know if you're gonna get into a car accident. Nobody knows what the fuck is gonna happen. So prepare yourself. So I understand what Smokey talking about when he's saying he don't want to fuck with no women with no tattoos. I kind of don't either. If she got a sleeve or man, the only time a tattoo I'm trying to fuck with is somebody who got a tramp stamp because I know what they're about, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's. Okay, Scott. Now we over to you, baby. Come on with it. I hope you ain't forget nothing.
My wife got a tramp stamp with my last name on it, a sleeve.
Oh, that's why you're so sensitive.
Yo, no. I'm just saying. You say what you guys want. I already got it.
You know what? So
it's my name.
That's she got your name.
Yeah, she got my name as a tramp stamp, and she got a sleeve.
Okay.
I'm just saying what y'all want. I got. Maybe y'all are jealous.
Also, who is y'all? You got a mouse in your pocket?
Who is guys? She just got home from work. She knows
See.
So, you know, Scott has been defending women with the tattoos and wondering why the woman can have it and the man can't have it and what makes it the difference between that. That's kind of what I got earlier, but I mean, I don't
get
know.
A man too. It's cool.
It ain't my fault that my wife's gorgeous got a tramp stamp with my name on it in the sleeve. Y'all just jealous.
In the sleeve. All right, that's what's up. Hey, it is what it is. Go ahead, 7.
Hey, yo, I just wanted to ask everybody on here, aren't tattoos seen as more of a masculine thing than a feminine thing?
Used to be for the most, and let me say it specifically in
if y'all think that women with tattoos aren't sexy, y'all crazy as hell.
In American culture, yes, it was generally perceived as a masculine thing. Now you've got some tribes where it's actually just part of their culture, but it's not. How do I say it? Like it's not Prescott's name being written all over somebody's arm. There'd be some spiritual connection to it. There'd be some representation of a transforming into an adult or something when we're talking about the indigenous tribes and their culture. If we're talking about specifically in American culture.
Hold up, Scott, you gotta hold up, baby. You gotta let him finish.
And if we're talking about specifically in American culture, it was most definitely viewed as a masculine thing. And it's only until here recently that, again, women have been trying to take on more masculine traits that it's become something that anybody, Scott, I'm looking at you, can say artistic expression.
The fact that you don't, let me ask you this. You've never once seen a woman with tattoos and go, God damn, that looks sexy? Not once?
The tattoo
that seems like
you're
being disingenuous, my good sir.
Wait. The tattoo or the woman?
The woman with the how is that confusing?
Because there's two different things. Because I've already said that I've seen women fine as frog hair split 3 ways that have
Yep.
tattoos. But I was
So
not
you do. So you
attracted
do.
or found
Okay.
the tattoos themselves
So you would,
attractive.
Scott, you gotta let him finish, Scott. You gotta let him finish, and then you can come to it. You know, I mean, you keep
himself.
cutting him off, so let him finish, and then you can go come to it. So go and finish your poke, so
Well, yeah,
Scott can
because
go ahead and
I
say
have
it.
previously said, especially if you're listening to learn, that I have seen women as fine as frog hair split 3 ways. Now I don't know if you've ever seen a frog hair, but I'm a country boy. So if you ever get a
Frog
chance
hair's
to look
fine.
up what a frog hair is, and then to see how fine it is, and then it being split 3 ways, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, the
Yeah.
tattoos of them automatically set them into a category. That category, when if we're still in the one context of the conversation that I had initially brought up, was how would I put my effort, my time into such a woman, and it wouldn't be the same as that. If that woman was the same level of fineness without tattoos, I find that more valuable.
but not
That's
less
it.
masculine. You said the tattoos were masculine, so you would still find them fine as hell.
I see you, Jason.
A lower level of fine, but still fine regardless.
Physically, yes, but that's why that's why I removed from the
It's
context of
masculine,
the
so that makes
conversation. I
you what?
removed the physicality of it. Like the body of that woman would still be as fine. Like it. Well, I don't feel like throwing no names out, but the body of that woman would still be just as fine. But her choices that led to those tattoos being made would downgrade her on the value scale to me.
So
Yeah. All
masculine.
right.
Because
No, that's not what he's saying.
Yes.
Having tattoos
Sleeve
make you
tattoos
masculine.
are masculine. Neck tattoos on a woman are masculine. Face tattoos on a woman are masculine. Forehead tattoos are masculine. If I see you and I can tell that you have let a man put a flying flaming eagle all across your chest like that, yes, you have just been downgraded in your value to me. If I can see that on your butt cheeks you have leopard prints leading from your rooter to your tutor, yeah, your value has just been
But see,
downgraded to me.
now you're moving the
I gotta
goalpost.
go to Jason next. I can't let you go. I
You're
can't let
moving
you
the
go. I
goalpost.
gotta go to Jason next. Because he was already ahead of the game. Can't go between two people back and forth. I let it go for a while, but Jason already threw his hand up.
I need Prescott to hear what I'm saying, and I'm gonna say it again because I already said it once. And that is that there is a difference between the judgment that a person is doling out for their preference and what it means to the world at large. The world at large, in my opinion, has no opinion any different than when I walk out my front door today, right? They're going to all have an opinion, regardless of what it is. And it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to that woman with the tattoos. But the conversation that we're gearing this whole thing around is this man's preference in particular about tattoos. I'm telling you, I'm no longer speaking for him. I'm speaking to you about the topic. And I'm telling you, I love a sexy tattoo on a woman. I love a sexy sleeve. I love some breast, chest tattoos, septum ring. All of this stuff says to me, screams to me that you're a freak and I'm probably going to have fun with you in the bed, right? So I love all of these things. This is my own prejudice and prejudgment about these women, but this is my own opinion. But what I'm saying is, at my place in life now, I'm not worried about that being a thing. I don't see and disqualify a woman because of the things we're talking about, a septum, nose ring, or a sleeve tattoo. But there was a time in my life where perception mattered when I was trying to climb the corporate ladder. And yes, I would have to, as fine as you are, as much as I want to spend a lot of time having sex with you, I can't take you on and commit to you as my woman because you don't fit into my program in my life where I have to impress and I do have to care about other people in my company or other companies' opinion. And so when that's the case, yes, I have to make the cognizant decision that I'm not going to be with that type of a woman. If I want to carry that out to the day I die, that's my business. And that's what this man is saying. And I feel like you are getting hung up on the fact that he's saying, hey, if you got a sleeve, I don't want nothing to do. He's not saying that you are less than, that you don't look attractive, that you're not sexy. He's saying, I will not bring you into the area underneath my umbrella of protection and provision because of those tattoos. It's just his choice. And again, I was at a place in my life when that was absolutely my point of view. You cannot, there's no room for you here. But then when my life transitioned into something different, now there is room for a septum ring or a long tattooed sleeve. Listen, what does it say is now more important to me than if you have it or not? Because I'm not judging you based on the fact that I'm trying to be upwardly, corporately mobile anymore. I've achieved that status that I was looking for. So now I just need to know how you fit into my life.
I think.
All right, Scott, go ahead.
No, and the thing is, like, I understand, appreciate everything that you said. I may have misinterpreted what Poke was saying through some of that. It felt like it was, if these are what you have on display, you are not on the level of somebody who I can even associate myself with. Like, you are not welcome of my time or my energy. That's the way that it felt. And again, it's its own personal
Get out your
preference.
damn
It is what it is.
feelings.
But I'm telling you that might be how he meant it. And even if it was, that's fine. That's his preference.
No,
That's fine.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is that I may have misinterpreted it. And again, like, y'all talking about y'all, I was talking about mine. And every time I talked about mine, I was the one being ridiculed. So everybody's entitled to their own stuff, right? Whatever they want to do, whatever they interpret as, or whatever is in their pocket of happiness should be their pocket of happiness, right? And that really is what it all boils down to.
Right.
There were certain contexts that I may have misunderstood or I took a different way. It's not me getting my feelings. It's just me saying, like, I heard certain things that in my life registered with certain things with my wife. And there are times where
listen, lived experience.
And stand your ground on however you want to say whatever
Absolutely.
you want to. That's your right.
Lived experience should be accounted for. Lived experience should be accounted for. The crux of what I'm saying is that even if he meant it the most egregious way that you can lay it out, as far as it being his provision, his preference, then we have to just eat that. That's his preference.
Let me say this, y'all, right quick. Mark
trolling y'all, man.
Stupid, man.
Mark is up there. Mark on
y'all,
shade. But I will say that as far as with me with tats, you know, I've seen women that has a full body. Well, it's one friend of mine, a Iraqi friend of mine. He sent me a picture of this lady. I mean, she's butt naked and everything's pierced tattooed all over. That's not one that I would take with me nowhere, but would I fuck her? Yeah. And send her right on a goddamn way. But that's not what I want with mine. You know, my lady has a tattoo. She has a head tattoo. And there's a reason behind that, which I'm not going to say why, but she started with that and she gets a lot of compliments on that or whatever. And I'm bald too. Am I going to get one? Fuck no, I'm not getting one. But a lot of people like that on her. She has one on her legs, and that's fine. But, you know, some women likes multiple. They like the sleeves and they like this and they like that, you know, and they don't. And I will say this, you know, whether my lady watching or not, you know, she has alopecia. So lost her hair with everything like that and wanted something to do it. First she tried with a little deal on the little rose on the side. And then finally she went through like 4 settings and so many hours to get that, you know, and I think it looked pretty sexy. I say, hey, it's your body. But now if you get it down there where the groceries at, we ain't gonna be able to do that. You ain't getting no piercing down there and you ain't gotta do that. But I tell you what I do want to learn how to do. I do want to get with Pope offline one time and learn how to talk to them real sweet so they can go and come and skeet pussy juice every goddamn where. Cause Pope say he make them do it. And goddamn it, I ain't been to that level yet. So that might be something. But just speaking on the head tattoo and on her leg tattoo, hey, your choice is your choice. Prescott has been strong because his lady and his this and that, whatever. But hey, hold your ground on what you got to hold your ground on. And you shots fired, you know.
No,
So
no shots
and
fired.
Mark wanted me to sound the gavel and all that shit. Mark, I'm not sounding the damn gavel.
No shots fired.
Hey, y'all, but look, let's get some closing comments out here. Well, first, let me do this. Flowers, how many tattoos you got, and where you got them at, and how many piercings you got? While we get ready to close out, let me see. These are many having tattoos. So we want to know, Flowers, you let me know, because see, last time you was on the show, we popped that cherry on you, and then you started letting it a little loose. So I'm just curious, Flowers, how many tattoos do you have? You got a sleeve, you got the leg, you got the head. I ain't say giving no head, but okay. All right, guys. Let's say we've been almost 3 hours, so I don't want to hold nobody too long. But hey, the conversation is good. I didn't even get to my fucking deal, but I don't care because it's not all about WIZZO. So I like for everybody to go and get their point out and talk about it. And it was really good conversation. So anybody have anything before we get ready to start getting some closing comments? For anybody want to touch on anything?
I do.
Okay.
Scott, you took it personal, man, and it was not personal. Like because I do not know your woman, and whatever y'all got going on, man, kudos to you. 15 years strong, keep rocking, doing the thing. I am a very big proponent of marriage. Now, when it comes to personal choices, just because I like anchovies on my pizza and you like pineapples on your pizza doesn't mean that pineapples suck or that anchovies suck. We just have personal preferences. You dig what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
All right.
But by all means, shit. No, I ain't gonna say that. That was some crazy shit. All right, let's get ready to get some closing comments up out of here. Let's start with Seven, right, holding this baby right there. Seven, what you got on the close up out of here?
My closing comment for the evening would be, and I think that this is very pivotal to society. Never go full retard.
Not a Tropic Thunder quote. I love it.
Damn, that's it. All right, cool. Let's go up to John. John, what's up?
Just to answer the question, I'm covered with tattoos, but you would never know it unless I wanted you to.
Right.
I had fun tonight. Good topics, good conversation, different inputs, different ideas. Yeah. I learned some new things. Other people probably learned some new things. We got a new word on the show. We're gonna start saying juicy.
Love it. I do. I love it.
And I don't know. I guess I'll probably back on here about a month or so. That's usually WIZZO got me on here about once a month. So
yeah, those definitely. I kind of go through the list. I'm just glad that I finally hooked up with you, met up with you, and you got settled in, and you got about 3 or 4 computer screens down there and shit. I saw you.
Oh yeah, I sent you the picture.
Yeah, and I'm most definitely glad to have you on at any time and every time. And I will say this now: at Buc-ee's, you can have tattoos, but you can't have them showing, because if they see it, your ass ain't getting hired. I mean, even one tattooed around your ring finger, you won't get hired at Buc-ee's with no tattoos. So that was that.
Really?
All right, let's come on. Yeah, they're not gonna hire you with that. Let's come on over here to P. Scott. What's up? Oh, she say 0 tattoos. All right. Flowers, while we doing these closing comments, how many piercings your ass got? Okay.
How much of that hair is yours?
Oh, damn.
Are those your real eyelashes?
Damn it.
Oh, damn.
We can start in on
Damn it.
Oh, shit.
Damn it.
Okay, Scott, come on. What you got? Closing comments, Scott.
I'm just glad that you didn't make me follow up with 7 on the on my closing comment, because I couldn't top that. No, it's always good. It's always great hanging out with you guys and talking shop. I know that we disagree on certain things, but that's what makes this platform great. That's what we have conversations. Every time that I come on here, I learn something different and I feel something different. And that's kind of the point, because I live in a different demographic of the world. I look different. I have different experiences, but every time I come on here, I learn something different. And that's why I love being on here.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you coming on. You've been on several times. I saw you post one time. I'm gonna be on WIZZO Talking. I will probably be the only white guy on there.
I did say that the first time I was on, I'll be the only white guy. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. And I will tell you this: I go through my list of messenger, and I've invited so many white people, but some of them won't come. They just for their own reason. They say, "No, I watch it, whatever, but I ain't gonna come." But and one of my friends that I went to school with, I think I told Jason about it, or maybe I shared it in our chat or something. He said, "Shit, y'all will eat me alive or something on there." But hey, you hold your ground, stand your ground, and I like to have different points of views, perspectives on here because I don't want to invite everybody on here and we all agreeing on the same damn thing. That's not, but we do tackle some of the tough questions and things like that maybe some of the other podcasts don't, or maybe they do tackle. I really don't know, but I know here you never know what the fuck you're gonna get right here on WIZZO Talk, and that's how I like it. So, but Scott, I appreciate you. I know we didn't run you off. You'll be you'll be on again. I'm sure you will.
As long as you want me, I
held
will
your ground. All right, that's what's up, and you already know. Okay, let's go to
below me, guys. I will
let's go to Jason.
I will send you the coordinates, guys.
Let's go to Jason for some closing comments, Jason.
You muted yourself,
Jason.
brother.
He is correct. I was muted.
Okay.
Trying to be respectful. Sometimes I can't hold myself. I appreciate coming on, man. I had a good time. I enjoyed the conversation as usual. I'm glad we got everybody's perspective. We got different perspectives. Two Flowers, she already knows. She in my inbox telling me what to say because she on the same team with me. We all, don't worry about it. We believe the same thing. See what I'm saying? But anyways, we have good conversation, and I appreciate you being here as usual. I'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, most definitely. Always good conversation. That's why I always tell the viewers out there, hey, you got to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and don't leave. Don't leave. Don't go nowhere because you never know what's going to come up, or you never know when somebody going to get a sign. So I'm just saying. All right. With that being said, let's come over here to Poke and see what Poke got.
Oh man, it was a damn good time tonight. I appreciate the differences of opinions.
Yeah.
Scott, I think you're a white knight. I'm gonna have fun beating you up in the future. I do want you back, most definitely for sure. Uncle, I do hunt down Uncle Tim's. Yeah, like I do. I'm Nat Turner when it comes to Uncle Tim's. I'm on your ass. You and Chocolate Booty, y'all probably get along real well. I can't wait to have both y'all on the show at the same damn time. That's gonna be fun as hell. John, I appreciate your energy. I can tell you nothing else. I appreciate your energy. I've seen you on here before, and I've seen you deal with Rico, so I know you're not scared to handle the heat. Yeah, I saw you with Rico, and I know you're not scared to handle the heat, and I do appreciate that. I'm always open to conversation, and again, Juicy is in the pocket. You dig? Juicy is in the pocket. So, I'm gonna post that eventually. Yeah, Juicy is in the pocket. I love that shit. Seven, you still didn't answer my question, but the show is over with now. That's all right. I'll probably just hit you up to get an actual direct answer, and so everything's all good. Everything's all good. And WIZZO, you were actually pretty good this evening, man. Like I only think I heard one sexual innuendo. I think I only heard one sexual innuendo joke from you. So you was on your P's and Q's. That's all right. That's all right. Now
I gotta fix that shit.
Those are rookie numbers, WIZZO. You gotta boost them up.
Really. I'm talking rookie numbers. It was rookie numbers from you, WIZZO. But you stayed on point. You kept it organized. I think you're damn good at this. Congratulations on hitting over 1,000 subscribers. Here's to 10 million more, and I hope I'm here with you to celebrate, man.
Yeah, no doubt. Poke, I still don't know. I asked you that the last time. I can't recall how we hooked up or whatever, but I'm glad that we did. You've been a regular. Shit, you'll say put me in, coach, in a minute, like several of the other guys will. So I definitely appreciate you each and every time for coming on, and I try to keep it, organized as much as possible. I let a little one-on-one go back from time to time, but I don't want a Jerry Springer show. I want to make sure everybody get a chance to talk and we all get to going. I want, and stuff like that. Before I forget, John, Two Flowers said everything is real. The hair, the nails, the pussy, everything is real. So I lost that comment. But with that being said, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Those that will be with us on the 29th, the 22nd and the 29th. Hey, mark your calendar. Take due notice thereof and govern yourself accordingly. And I will try to work out where Chocolate Buddha, P. Scott, and Poke be on. And, we'll try to work all that shit out. But, guys, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Until the next time, this Paul WIZZO saying, holla.